Chapter 241. The children on Zhuangzi didn't need the adults to look after them. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan played with them for a while, then prepared to go back for dinner. The children took the tools and the straw that Erniu had brought down, and found new fun. They dug a hole in the snow outside, and then spread the straw over it. This way they could connect the holes to the passageways. Seeing them play, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan came out, looked at each other and smiled. Then they walked towards Wang Wan's house. Xiao Hong and the others followed behind. When the children were tired of playing, they would naturally go home. When summer comes, we will build many corridors and small canals here. Then the children will have more places to play. Having a place to play is really a blessing. Zhang Xiaobao looked at the children's unchanging smiles and said with emotion, "Yes, in fact, the adults are the same. Otherwise, why would they go on a trip? There are also some private clubs. In fact, in our hearts, we all want to have a place to play, a space that belongs to us, and we can decorate it according to our own ideas. This is the reason why we specially built small houses next to the passageways." Wang Wan was still excited. She felt as if she had returned to her childhood. Looking at her small hands, she smiled and said to Zhang Xiaobao. Zhang Xiaobao nodded. "Indeed. When we go back, we should also make a few smaller passageways in our own yard. When we are free, we can play hide and seek with Pomegranate and the others." "No, don't build those passageways. We should build them outside. When we build the corridors, we can build some small houses for the children to play in. We can also put some semi-finished products in those houses. Add some tools and they will be able to do it themselves. We can't just let them learn and become bookworms in the end." Wang Wan thought of an even better idea and began to paint a picture of the future. Zhang Xiaobao was inspired and said, "Anyway, it's our own farmstead. When summer comes, not only do we have to let the children have a place to make things, but we also have to specially arrange some places for people to watch over. Put the charcoal on the table, and put some cut meat and vegetables on the side. Make more dry tofu. I like to eat that thing that is baked with green onions and other vegetables wrapped in dried tofu, or just dip it in the sauce and eat it. The children will do it themselves. Use bamboo skewers to grill the food themselves. Just don't let them translation. Actually, you don't have to worry about this. Even the slightly older children can already help us translation." Wang Wan was already hungry. She didn't eat anything when she heard Zhang Zile. She swallowed her saliva and urged, "Don't talk, let's go. Let's go, I. A frying pan that was completely different from Dong Laishan hot pot was placed on the shelf. Below it was a charcoal fire. It was not so hot and was slowly warming. The dog meat in the pan was cooked, and the soup was bubbling. Zhang Xiaobao, Wang Wan, and Wang Wan's family sat there. There was no other dish except for the hot pot, mainly because it affected the taste of the dog meat. Wang Wan's family was very happy today. They looked at the two children and gave them food from time to time, especially Wang Wan's grandfather. When he heard that this meal was specially prepared for him, he kept smiling. Like a child, he picked up the dog meat, dipped it in sauce, and dipped it in salt and pepper. He also looked at his granddaughter and granddaughter from time to time. This matter had already been settled. They were just waiting for the two children to grow up and hold the wedding. When the time came, they would have grandchildren. No one could stop them. The two little guys were doing well. "Grandpa, eat more scallions." Xiao Bao used several kinds of ingredients to boil this scallion in soup. It's not spicy at all. It's good for the body. Wang Wan picked up a piece of scallion and put it on her grandfather's plate. This scallion was soaked in soup. It was soft and not spicy. It was refreshing and good for the body. Okay, eat. Xiao Bao is very capable. In the future, Cuckoo will live a happy life. I'll live a few more years and see what happens in the future. Wang Wan's grandfather smiled and picked up the scallion, put it in his mouth and said while eating, "Grandpa can live to more than 100 years old. These days, Xiao Bao and I will make medicinal wine for Grandpa. Every morning we will drink a cup of it." Wang Wan felt the warmth of the family and said. She had decided to distill the wine first. If it really didn't work, she would directly brew it. Originally, she felt that alcohol was useless, so she didn't do it. Zhang Xiaobao naturally had to pretend to be a child at the side. He obediently said things that made people happy. He didn't forget to pick up food for Wang Wan. He ate relatively less meat, drank a lot of soup, and even ate a big pancake. When Wang Wan's family saw that the two children had been together ever since they were born and even knew how to take care of each other, their mood became even better. The meal actually took more than 2 hours. Wang Wan's grandfather even ate one more bowl of rice than usual. The taste of the dog meat soup and rice was amazing. Lunch was finished in such an atmosphere. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan also ate a lot. They held hands and walked outside to digest their food. These two children are really delightful. Husband, we don't have to worry about them anymore. With these two children, we don't have to think of ways to earn money anymore, Mother Wang said to Father Wang when she saw Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan walk out. Father Wang also had to admit that they didn't have to worry about the two children. He said, "That's right. Now they have more money than us. Haha, if I had this ability when I was young, then father and mother wouldn't be so tired." Wang Wan's grandfather saw that his son was blaming himself and said, "It's okay to be tired. Every family is like this. You've grown up and you have cuckoo. It's worth it. When you were young, your mother and I were afraid that you wouldn't grow up and wouldn't know what to do with a small illness. It's all in the past. I have to live for a few more years and wait for Cuckoo and Xiaobao to be filial to me. Father, then this new year, whose house will Cuckoo and Xiaobao be at?" Father Zhang was worried when he thought of this. He couldn't separate the two children. Last New Year they came here to eat first and went back at night. Let's see what Cuckoo and Xiaobao have to say. They can be wherever they want. It's not like they can't see each other. Wang Wan's grandfather didn't know what to do, so he could only push the matter to Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao were also talking about this matter outside. They didn't know how to celebrate the new year. Both of them wanted to be with their families. Moreover, they had to keep watch at night and do a lot of other things. Why don't the two families celebrate the new year together? After the sacrificial rent, we can stay together and chat. We should hurry up and make firecrackers. This year they will definitely be sold out. I wonder if Jia County Magistrate's eyes will be as red as Habai Tu's. Zhang Xiaobao was talking about the new year when he suddenly thought of Jia County Magistrates. It was the new year, so the firecrackers would definitely be sold well. Who wouldn't want to have a good time? Moreover, the marketing method of firecrackers was said to be able to ward off evil spirits. Wang Wan also thought of Jia County Magistrates. She believed that Jia County Magistrate's house would also set off firecrackers. She said with a smile, "Let's send more firecrackers to his house so that he will think of us when he sets them off." Okay. The first batch of firecrackers has been shipped to the county. The second batch will be shipped soon. In the Yamen, Jia County Magistrate sat in the study and listened to Song Yang. He narrowed his eyes at Wei Wei. It was hard to tell if he was happy or something else. "Sir, there are no more boats today, so there is no more ice breaking. That's why I didn't remember anything." Song Yang stood respectfully in front of Jia County Magistrates. Jia County Magistrates nodded. He went out this morning to deliver something to someone in order to check on the new Yamen runners. He came back before noon because he wanted to see how Song Yang was doing and whether he had lied to him. However, there were no boats today, so he couldn't see anything. He still had to go there in the afternoon. Chapter 242. Counting, counting, counting. Looking to the east, it was snowing in winter, the bridge in the east, and the market in the east. There were a lot of people, a lot of noise, and a happy new year. 5 o'clock was not early, so the peddlers carried the goods. They sold New Year's pictures, garlic sprouts, and rice cakes. The wind was strong, and the snow was still floating from head to foot. It floated to the pine trees in the forest, and there was the sound of horses in the distance. Horses, horses, horses. There were so many horses. Who was it? It was almost the new year, and they were coming here in a group. Zhang Xiaobao was showing Wang Wan how to count the treasures when a lot of horses and 2 carriages came. Zhang Xiaobao stopped and stood there blankly. Wang Wan was also stunned. After a while, Wang Wan patted the snow on her head, stomped her feet, and said to Zhang Xiaobao, "Maybe they didn't prepare New Year's goods at home, so they didn't have enough time. They went to between the clouds and the water to eat. But between the clouds and the water will be closed during the New Year. Xiaobao, am I right?" "I think so, or they don't have a place to stay at home. They came here to rent a few houses in the market, and when we calculate the money later, we can ask Susi and Ergo to give them a discount. It's not easy to come so far." Zhang Xiaobao also followed Wang Wan's words. Today was the 24th day of the 12th lunar month. Between the clouds and the water, there were only a dozen wanderers whose homes were far away. They couldn't go back, so they found a place to stay at the back of the market. There were no other people. The market was lively, and it was estimated that no one would come for another 2 days. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan stood on one side of the bridge. They were wearing thick clothes, and their arms couldn't even stick to their bodies. They could only stand there with their arms spread out. They looked like penguins with round and furry heads. If they were to change from white to another color, people would believe that they looked like 2 mushrooms from afar. They were penguins with mushroom hats. Pomegranate, cherries, Xiao Hong, Erniu, and Huzi were standing by the side. Just now they saw Zhang Xiaobao talking about something interesting and wanted to listen more. Then someone came over. Pomegranate quickly crouched down and hugged the 2 mushrooms in her arms. She said to Erniu beside her, "Let's go take a look." Erniu nodded. When he was about to run over, Zhang Xiaobao said, "No need. Retreat. I think they are coming here. They are all tall and strong. And scary." Erniu and Huzi immediately took 1 mushroom each and ran back with Pomegranate and the other 3 behind. The people on the other side also saw the situation here. An old man looked at them and laughed. He said to the person who got off the car next to him, "The 2 most interesting little guys are the little ancestors of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan." Because it was still snowing, they could only see the 2 children being carried and running. At this time, the 2 children were no longer visible, as they were blocked by the people carrying them. The person who got out of the other car frowned and said, "That's right. Sir, he doesn't know the rules of this family. He let the 2 children stay outside. Not to mention getting a car, but to find more people to protect them. If something goes wrong, it won't be enough even if they die 100 times." Hearing this voice, it was obvious that it was a woman. She should not be young. Her clothes were neat and tidy, and there was only a mink scarf around her neck. The old man laughed and said to this person, "What can go wrong? I heard that the 2 little guys are very smart, sensible and obedient. Ever since they turned 1, they have never cried or made a fuss. They are not like the other kids who are always looking for trouble for the servants who take care of them. Sir, if the people on our side are bad guys, what's the use of being sensible if they rush over and kidnap the 2 children?" The woman seemed to disagree with the old man's words. At this time, without waiting for the old man to speak, a guard next to him said, "Aunt Wang, we can't rush over. Look at the house in the market. There is a small room above the house. There are people inside, and there are hunting bows aiming at this side. Look at the people in the market. Many people have squeezed out of the crowd and walked to the side of the road." Hearing the guard's words, the woman looked in that direction. Sure enough, it was as the guard said. She asked doubtfully, "So what? Aunt Wang, if we rushed over just now, we would have been stopped by them." When the 2 children were picked up and turned to run, the people in the market moved. They are all farmers in Zhuangzi. The farmers of the Zhang family and Wang family are different from ordinary farmers in other places. They will protect each other with their lives. The guard explained again. Fighting to the death is enough. Even if they run to the courtyard of the main house, they can be caught and tied up. There are so many of you. Can't you rush over? The woman continued to speak. The old man smiled and said, "If that's the case, it doesn't matter whether the children come out to play or not. Let's go. We won't go over first. Let's go to between the clouds and the water." You haven't been feeling well these days and have spent the new year here. You are the one who doesn't know the rules the most." When the woman heard the old man's words, she realized that she had said something wrong. She responded and followed the crowd to between the clouds and the water. 2 maids came to accompany her. "Jujube, look at those farmers. Are they all wearing the same clothes? Why would they want to make the same clothes? When they wear them, they look strangely neat. It's easy to tell which one is a farmer and which one is a foreigner." One of the 2 maids whispered to the other next to her. At the same time, she pointed in that direction with her hand. The one called Jujube also saw it and said curiously, "It's true. It's really the same. Even the children are wearing the same clothes. I can't see what material they are made of. It shouldn't be coarse linen. Otherwise it wouldn't be that color." The old man was not far away. When he heard the 2 maids talking, he put down his arrogance and said to the 2 maids, "This is why Leatherguard said that it wouldn't be easy to rush over." Leatherguard immediately followed and said, "Sir, you are right. The main family of the Zhang family and Wang family specializes in making clothes for the farmers. Although the clothes they make are not expensive, they are not cheap either. This year they specially made clothes for work. When the children go to school, they have to change into looser clothes. They also build houses for the farmers and give them rice and meat during festivals. They also help the farmers raise livestock and sell poultry. The life of the farmers is not worse than that of some of the wealthier families. If someone wants to touch the little ancestor of their main family, how can the farmers not fight? They are so good to the farmers. Then aren't the people in the courtyard even better? Deseo, how much worse do you think the people in their courtyard are compared to us?" Jujube opened her small mouth in surprise. Deseo did not dare to ask the old man. He could only ask the leather guard next to him. "Big brother Leather, can you tell us about their courtyard? Do they usually get a few copper coins as a reward?" "I'm not sure." Leather guard shook his head and looked at the person next to him. This person was not a guard. He was dressed like a student. When he saw the guard looking at him, he said, "I know a little about their courtyard. I know a little about this. I spent a lot of time asking around. The servants in their courtyard are divided into several different ranks, similar to the servants in other manors. All of the servants sign a death contract. Usually there is a monthly salary according to the stars. I didn't manage to find out more, but the lowest is 100 copper coins a month. There are few special ones that I know. They are the ones who just left with the 2 little ancestors. One of them is called Cherries. She is in charge of hatching chickens. Usually when she leaves Zhuangzi to do something, someone will follow her. The hairpin on her head is worth at least 70 strings of coins. There is also one called Pomegranate. She wears 2 bracelets on her wrist. Together they are worth at least 300 taels. There is also one who is doing something outside and has not returned yet. His name is Song Jinggong. He is also a high scholar. I can't guess his net worth. He has the final say in Little Luoshui. If he wants to eat, countless merchants will take the initiative to invite him. If he wants to play, countless scholars will follow him. This time it wasn't only Date and Jujube who were surprised. The one who was called Aunt Wang also turned her head and carefully looked at the other side of the bridge, as if she wanted to see something. "So much money, Date. We can't compare to them. 300 taels of coins bracelets and 70 strings of coins hairpins. If we can do something in the courtyard of Zhang family and Wang family, with our knowledge then." "Huh?" Before Jujube could finish her words, Aunt Wang turned her head and glared at her. "Aunt Wang, I was just talking nonsense." Jujube finally reacted and said something that she shouldn't have said. You don't know the rules. Zhang family and Wang family also don't know the rules in Zhuangzi. A servant who thinks about hairpins and bracelets all day long. How can she do anything? Wearing 300 taels of coins bracelets. How can she do anything? Is she adopted for nothing? Aunt Wang began to pick on this problem again. She didn't know that Pomegranate didn't need to do much work. She only needed to look after the fungus and tremella. Compared to the goods stored in the warehouse, 2 bracelets were nothing. The 2 maids didn't dare to speak anymore. They looked at the other side of the bridge with envious eyes and quickly turned back, lowering their heads and walking. Jujube saw her bare wrist and then looked up at the hairpin on Date's head that was worth 5 strings of coins. She used to be envious of that hairpin and pouted. Seeing that they were about to reach Yunshuijian, the leather guard came up to the old man and asked, "Sir, are you really going to celebrate the New Year here? What about your family?" "My family has also sent someone to pick me up. My body is getting worse and worse. I'll spend the New Year there, welcoming people and sending people off. After the busy period I might not be busy anymore. I'll come here for leisure. After the New Year, I'll prepare to retire and return home." The old man sighed, tried to straighten his back, and said with some helplessness. The leather guard naturally knew that the old man's body was really not good. Looking at between the clouds and the water, he thought that the scenery here was better. The food here was not worse than any of the big restaurants in the capital, and there was a courtyard at the back. He felt that it was good. But he suddenly thought of something, so he asked, "Sir, it's the New Year. If other people go home, who will cook for you? Is it possible that people from your family can use the restaurant's kitchen?" Chapter 243. When the old man heard the guard's words, his footsteps stopped for a moment before he started walking again. He didn't say anything else. After the group entered a room on the 2nd floor, the old man said to the assistant, "Are you all going back during the New Year?" The waiter thought that the visitor wanted to order food. Seeing that the visitor was asking about this, he replied, "Sir, I do need to go back. I am from the inner courtyard of the Zhang family's manor. When the time comes, there will be a lot of firecrackers in the courtyard. I can even receive a reward." The waiter knew this old man. Last time, Steward Zhang also called the old man Lord, so he followed suit. He could be considered the smartest waiter on the 2nd floor. This time he answered more honestly and didn't say, "That guy," or anything like that. "How much is the reward?" "I'll let you people from between the clouds and the water continue to work, and I'll give you double the money." Auntie Wang said proudly. She only wanted to spend the New Year here, but she didn't expect others to spend the New Year not only because of money. Perhaps she was thinking that she couldn't go back to spend the New Year, so she had to spend the New Year with others. The waiter showed an awkward expression. Seeing that everyone was staring at him, he said, "Sir, guests, this is not a matter of money. I have a family and I want to have a New Year's Eve dinner with my family. I have to. I'm asking you how much." Jujube asked. She didn't want to buy him not to go back for the New Year. She just wanted to know how much the waiter from the inner courtyard earned. The waiter calculated, then raised his head and said in a low voice, "I can't say, but since you want to ask, I'll tell you. It's not much. My monthly salary is 50 copper coins. After working for so many days, it only adds up to a few hundred copper coins." When Xiao Zhao heard this amount, she and Zhao looked at each other and revealed a relieved expression. This amount was not much. The two of them earned more than 80 copper coins a month. Including the money from tips, they could still save 2 or 3 strings of coins throughout the year. Just as the two of them were relieved, the shop assistant continued, "This is the monthly salary. The reward can be a little more than the monthly salary. The little one's work is barely enough to impress the master. It's estimated to be 120 strings of coins, and some other rewards such as cloth and meat." "How much? How much money can you make between the clouds and the water in a year?" "Give you 120 strings of coins. What do you think?" Aunt Wang was no longer as steady as before. She stood up all of a sudden. The shop assistant smiled bitterly and replied honestly, "I don't know how much money between the clouds and the water earns, but I do want this reward or maybe more. Steward Zhang just told me yesterday that he would let me be a shopkeeper elsewhere next summer." The shop assistant understood that the reason he could get so much money was because he did a good job when dealing with people who wanted to scheme against Zhuangzi. He said 120 strings of coins, but in fact it was more. When the owner gave the reward, it would only be more and not less. When the owner told him the amount of money, It would definitely not be that much. Zhao and Jujube stared at the shop assistant with a pair of eyes that contained many meanings. They wanted to see if this shop assistant looked different from ordinary people. 120 strings of bones and other things. What was this shop assistant doing? It was just serving a dish and saying a few words. Why was there so much? Why? At this time, Steward Zhang, who had received the letter, hurried over. When he heard that it was the Lord who came last time, he did not dare to neglect. When he entered the room, he saw the shop assistant there with an honest look. Everyone else was looking at the shop assistant. Lord, you're here. I didn't expect to see you before the new year. I wish you a happy new year. Steward Zhang did not know what was going on, so he could only speak first. At the same time, he looked at the shop assistant. He felt that this shop assistant should not have offended anyone. He was the best shop assistant between the clouds and the water. Don't be in a hurry to give a New Year's greeting. We can meet again. You seem to be lying. The old man smiled and looked at Steward Zhang. Steward Zhang was stunned for a moment. Of course he was lying. A shop assistant should be honest. Between the clouds and the water would be over if the shop assistant was honest. However, he could not say that out loud. He glared at the shop assistant and asked, Zhang Liang, how dare you lie to the Lord? Your 120 strings of cash this year is gone. Yes, Steward Zhang. I accept the punishment. The shop assistant was also clever. He knew that Steward Zhang was just joking. He held back his laughter and respectfully replied, pretending to be sad. At this time, the others were stunned. They looked at the shop assistant and then at Steward Zhang. None of them knew what to say. Finally, the old man said, Oh, I was wrong. The shop assistant told the truth. We just asked him about his reward. He said 120 strings of cash. We didn't believe him. Since the housekeeper said it again, everyone here believed him. So that's how it is. My lord, this Zhang Liang may look clever, but he is actually the most honest person. He will answer whatever you ask him. Because of this, he has offended many people. The second floor is quiet and there are fewer people, so I arranged for him to stay on the second floor. Steward Zhang immediately followed up and said to the shop assistant, Why don't you thank the Lord for interceding for you? Go home and see your mother at noon. Yesterday, the courtyard sent someone to make a prescription. Your mother's legs are also weak. Go to the 5th storeroom to get the things and make a bath for your mother. Also, get a ginseng and a chicken. Cut them into 2 pieces and bring them back to let Master and I cook for your family. You offend people outside all day and don't think about home. Thank you, Steward Zhang. Thank you. I will do my job well in the future. The shop assistant naturally knew who gave these things. The 5th storeroom belonged to the young master and his wife. With the medicine, his mother would feel better. Just now, the old man and others were surprised when they heard that the shop assistant's annual reward was 120 strings of cash. This time they were surprised again. What was the shop assistant doing? Just now, Steward Zhang looked like he was condemning him. In the blink of an eye, he was giving medicine and ginseng. Even the chicken was prepared. The cheapest ginseng was worth more than 10 strings of cash. It seemed that he gave the whole ginseng to the shop assistant and asked him to slice it and eat it slowly. Aunt Wang pinched her leg with her hand and grimaced in pain. She knew that it was not a dream. She looked at Steward Zhang and asked, Are you Zhangjia Zhuangzi's housekeeper? Can you give things to your subordinates casually? Don't you need to ask the head of the family? Don't you need to ask the madam? Are you doing this behind the family's back? Steward Zhang did not know who this was. He wondered what the Zhang family's business had to do with others. Why should they care about him? After thinking for a while, he asked, Sir, this is? Oh, this is the person who came with me. He is going to spend the new year here and won't go back. He is asking the shop assistant and others to stay and do some work. Do you think this will work? The old man stared at Aunt Wang and said to Steward Zhang. Steward Zhang hurriedly said, I can't make the decision. I will ask Master when I go back. How could you make the decision when you gave the ginseng just now? Aunt Wang said in a low voice, but her voice could still be heard by the people around her. She was afraid of the old man and did not dare to raise her head. Housekeeper Zhang was also curious when he saw the old man. Also, this old man should have helped in the capital. A few days ago, 2 officials in the capital had specially sent people over to take away the things written by the old master. The imperial nephew had not done anything yet, and County Magistrate Chang had not gained a firm foothold yet. It was impossible for him to send 2 6th-rank officials over, so he could only say, "Sir, I couldn't manage this kind of thing in the past." Later, when the family had more money, there were more things to do. Madam was in charge of the family, and Master and Master were afraid that Madam would be too tired, so they gave me some rights to the 5th storeroom. Each time the items are not more than 20 strings of coins. I can make the decision. When the time comes, it will enter the account and be checked once a month. As long as there is no mistake, it will be fine. When the ginseng was bought, it was 13 strings of coins, exchanged with pork and a chicken. The chicken was raised by the family, so it was only a few dozen coins. The medicine was ordered by the master. In total, it is less than 14 strings of coins. I can make the decision. Zhang Liang's mother has old cold legs. When she was young, she accidentally injured them when she was working for the master. Zhang Liang is the youngest child in the family. He has 2 older brothers. His eldest brother also broke his leg when he was working for the master. He is still doing some carpentry work for the master. Sir, how can the master not take care of such a person? Master often said that without them, there would not be the current Zhang family. What I did was not breaking the rules. After Steward Zhang said this, everyone fell silent. Zhang Liang lowered his head. His eyes were red. He wiped them with his sleeve and said to Steward Zhang, "Steward Zhang, I will work hard in the future. I will not lose face for the master. Even if I die, I will protect the master." Originally, it was a case of the master being nice to the servant and the servant being grateful. However, Aunt Wang muttered at the side, "What if something goes wrong?" "Shut up. What does the Zhang family have to do with you? Back then you..." "Sigh. Now that I look at it, the Zhang family has the money and manpower. The last time I came here, it was this shop assistant who served me." He spoke flawlessly and did things steadily. Also, the people from the seedling protection team were not bad either. To be able to take care of the servants like this, the master must be very capable. If a servant can do this, how can the housekeeper be bad? If something goes wrong, the Zhang family will take care of it. Do you think this is your home? You are a housekeeper and you want to take care of other people's housekeepers. At this time, the old man was angry and scolded Aunt Wang. That Aunt Wang did not dare to say anything. She was so scared that she almost knelt down. Dezeo and Jujube stuck out their tongues at the side and had a scared expression. The adults were angry. They usually did not put on airs when they came out. Now that they were done for, their future days would not be good. Steward Zhang was a little puzzled. It seemed that the Zhang family and the old woman who was talking had something going on. Could it be? Steward Zhang suddenly remembered something, but he was not sure. It seemed that he had to go back and tell Master and Madam. Yes, and the young Master and young lady. These people did not come for the young Master and young lady, right? Chapter 244. Steward Zhang said a few more words, then left Zhang Liang behind to take care of him. He hurried back home and memorized the face of the woman who always wanted to take care of him. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were playing Chinese checkers with the Jiang Wang clan. The 3 of them, each with a different color, were fighting fiercely on the wooden chessboard. Ever since the Jiang Wang clan saw Chinese checkers, it only took a few days for her to be on par with Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. Now she even had a slight advantage in this game. Zhang Xiaobao sat cross-legged with one hand on his lap, ready to pick up the Chinese checkers at any time. The other hand held his chin and frowned, calculating carefully. Wang Wan was also muttering to herself about how many moves she should take, while the Jiang Wang clan played slowly, looking at the cute faces of her son and daughter-in-law from time to time. When Steward Zhang arrived, the Jiang Wang clan was only 5 moves away. If Zhang Xiaobao was Wang Wan and didn't move away the 6th move, he could also finish the game with her 5 moves. Then Wang Wan would lose. Wang Wan looked at Zhang Xiaobao's nervous face and smiled. She reached out to pick up the chess piece. Zhang Xiaobao quickly said, "You should know how to sacrifice yourself to protect your teammates." "I know, but you're not my teammate. Right now we're divided into 3 powers. I'll be in the middle. You take your time." Wang Wan still picked up the chess piece. "Madam, you're here. And the young master and the young lady. When I was there today I met another person. He looked to be in his 50s. There was a small scar under the corner of his left eye. When he spoke, his right eye would blink twice. His hair was coiled up and held in place with a wooden hairpin. It was the hairstyle of Feng Chao Tian. His right hand would unknowingly touch his left index finger and nose. You don't have to say anything. Got it. You came so early. I thought I could only come here after Master passed the exam. Steward Zhang, go and have people serve him well. Don't let Master know about it. It will disturb Master's study. Do you remember?" Before Steward Zhang could finish his sentence, Miss Jiang Wang already knew who it was. She closed her eyes and took 2 deep breaths before regaining her composure. She told Steward Zhang not to tell Mr. Zhang. Steward Zhang immediately replied, "I know, madam. I won't let Master know, but paper can't wrap fire. Madam, there's one more thing. That lord said that he wants to spend the new year here. So he wants the waiters and waiters of Between the Clouds and the Water Restaurant to continue working there. They can't go home until the 30th. I dare not agree. Oh, this matter. The Zhang family and Wang family are not the only ones working in Between the Clouds and the Water Restaurant. There are also people from the Gu family. How many of them are there?" Miss Jiang Wang thought for a while and felt that this matter was not easy to handle. She already knew who that lord was, so she didn't want to go there immediately. It would be better to delay it until the end of the exam. "Mother, there are still a few days before the new year. Don't worry. Think about it slowly. By then, even if there are no people from the Gu family, the Zhang family and Wang family will be enough. But it's not good to not let them go home for the new year. We need to think about it carefully." Zhang Xiaobao spoke at this time. He didn't ask his mother who those people were and what they had to do with their family. He felt that his mother was a little conflicted about this matter, so he didn't want to bring it up. Wang Wan nodded at the side. At the same time, she reached out and stopped Zhang Xiaobao's hand that was about to mess up the chessboard. "Madam, why don't we do as the young master says and wait for a few more days? Oh, there are 55 people in total. I don't know if there are more people coming." Steward Zhang originally wanted to talk to the young master, but now he didn't have to go there. Miss Jiang Wang clan nodded. "Then let's do it. Steward Zhang, thank you for your hard work." Steward Zhang said modestly and turned to make the arrangements. Miss Jiang Wang clan stared at the chessboard for a few seconds. When she was about to play, Zhang Xiaobao suddenly said, "Mother, Cuckoo and I are tired. We won't play. Mother, you should also go and rest." Miss Jiang Wang clan looked at her son and patted his head. She said, "Okay, Xiaobao and Cuckoo can go and rest. Mother will also take a nap. Mother has a good son and a good daughter-in-law. Mother doesn't need to worry so much." "Don't worry. Our family has money, land, and government officials. Once father passes the exam, let's see who dares to look down on our family. Mother, Cuckoo and I will go back." Zhang Xiaobao said casually and pulled Wang Wan out of the door and went to his own courtyard. Xiaobao is so smart. Looking at her son and future daughter-in-law, Miss Jiang Wang clan breathed a sigh of relief. The feeling of worry just now disappeared when her son said that last sentence. "Xiaobao, are those people your relatives? Your mother doesn't want to see them. Did they bully your family?" Wang Wan asked while walking with Zhang Xiaobao. "Who knows? Doesn't matter who they are. What's important is that this is Zhuangzi and Zhang family's territory. No matter who they are, they have to follow our rules. Zhang Xiaobao said disdainfully. It didn't matter who they were. Zhangjia Zhuangzi was Zhangjia Zhuangzi. Even if the emperor came, he couldn't take them by force. Wang Wan saw that Zhang Xiaobao wasn't worried about her matters. She also wasn't worried. She put aside a small stone on the road and asked, "Then have you thought about who will stay in between the clouds and the water to serve people?" Last time, didn't 2 6th-ranked officials come to ask for your father's things? It should be that old man who did it. I haven't thought about it yet, but there's no rush. There are still so many days. Sometimes when an idea comes, I'll have an idea. Don't always let me think about it alone. Help me think about it too. As Zhang Xiaobao spoke, he was also thinking about how to handle this matter. That old man had some ability. He was already so old, and he came here to celebrate the new year. If he didn't serve him well, who would he arrange to serve? Who didn't celebrate the new year? Got it. Xiaobao, let's let the people from between the clouds and the water take turns. For example, on the eve of the 30th, just like last year, they will come to my house to eat first and then come back. The staff can do it too. On the eve of the 30th, they will come back after paying their New Year's greetings. Wang Wan suggested. She felt that it was a good idea. If it was in the past, no one would care about celebrating the new year. There would always be people in the unit who were willing to stay. Zhang Xiaobao thought about it and was about to nod, but then he stopped. No, there should be a better way. Let's go back and think about it. I like to think about things while eating. I will think about it while eating. Asterisk 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 asterisk. While Zhang Xiaobao was thinking about how to celebrate the new year, Jia County Magistrates was thinking about how to make Zhangjia Zhuangzi's new year unhappy. When he heard about the firecrackers yesterday and calculated the possible profit, he finally couldn't hold it in anymore. When he woke up this morning, he asked some of the bailiffs he bribed to join the other bailiffs and bring the things he bought from Zhangjia Zhuangzi to Tuqiao village. In the afternoon, when they were still some distance away from Tuqiao village, a burst of firecrackers sounded. Jia County Magistrates lifted the curtain of the carriage and looked in that direction. He saw that it was a small Zhuangzi in front of an adult and a child playing with firecrackers. The firecrackers were so long that they were hanging from the tree. They rotated a few times before they landed on the ground. The crackling sounds made his ears ring. The carriage had already traveled more than 100 feet, but the firecrackers still didn't stop. Yaman runner, tell me how many firecrackers were there just now? Jia County Magistrates waited for the firecrackers to stop. He pressed his hands to his ears, retched, and shouted outside. He didn't call for Song Yang. He felt that he should hide and use the person he bribed at the most crucial moment. If he acted too close, it would easily arouse suspicion. Yaman runner came to the side of the carriage and said respectfully, "Magistrate, I think that firecrackers with 20,000 firecrackers are cheap. The more you buy, the cheaper it will be. The Yamen has 300,000 firecrackers this year. There are also some things that can explode in the sky. If magistrate is willing to set them off, you can set them off yourself." "Ah, cheap. Then setting them off like this is also money. A string of firecrackers can be exchanged for a few buckets of rice, right?" Jia County Magistrate's ears felt better this time. He estimated how much the firecrackers could be exchanged for. "Magistrate, you are right. Can be exchanged for a lot of rice. But that Zhuangzi has some spare money and is willing to set them off. We can't refuse them, right? Even if we don't set them off, we will still need to set them off. 1,000 firecrackers will cost 22 copper coins. 10,000 firecrackers will only cost 190 copper coins. 20,000 firecrackers will cost about 350 copper coins." Yaman runner continued to speak and estimated the price of the firecrackers. Jia County Magistrates felt even more uncomfortable after hearing this. He calculated silently. Ordinary people would buy at least one string of firecrackers with 100 firecrackers during the new year, right? That would be 3 copper coins. How many families were there in the county? There were more than 9,000 families registered at the Yamen. How much could the Zhongjia Zhuangzi earn? They could earn half a copper coin with 100 firecrackers, which was equivalent to 4 strings of cash. What about those who bought more? There were also those restaurants that were used to setting off firecrackers. After the new year, they would set off a lot of firecrackers when they opened for business. According to this estimation, they could earn thousands of strings of cash just by setting off firecrackers. And this was under the assumption that the Zhang family's firecrackers would earn less. People outside would also come to buy them. Zhongjia Zhuangzi's firecrackers were constantly shipped out. How were the firecrackers made? Taking them apart, they should be made with sulfur and charcoal. There should also be saltpeter. But the problem was that he had asked someone to make them, but they didn't make a single sound. This recipe seemed to be the most important one. There must be something else in it. No, he couldn't let Zhongjia Zhuangzi continue to earn money. He had to think of a way quickly. When people from other places know about this next year, they would all come to buy the firecrackers. Wouldn't they earn even more money? Yaman Runner asked them to speed up. If we are so slow, how will we have time to deliver the firecrackers when we arrive? Jia County magistrates was anxious and urged them. The team immediately sped up. Yaman Runner followed beside them and advised Jia County magistrates in the carriage. Sir, don't worry. Didn't we say that we would stay here for the night? We can deliver the firecrackers tomorrow morning. Chapter 245. The team arrived at a village next to Tuqiao village. This was the place where the Jia County magistrates would deliver the goods. Some of the goods would be delivered to the Li family's Zhuangzi village. There were a few families living a hard life there. The Jia County magistrates resisted the urge to look for Han Wangzhu directly. Instead, he led the Yamen runners to deliver the goods to the poor families in the village. The Jia County magistrates felt a little better when he saw the people who received the goods kneeling down and kowtowing with tears streaming down their faces. Even though he had spent a lot of money to buy the goods from Zhongjia Zhuangzi, the Jia County magistrates felt a little better. After delivering the goods to this village, the Jia County magistrates didn't plan to immediately deliver the goods to the villages next to the Li family. He ordered the Yamen runners to go to between the clouds and the water. He didn't go upstairs to eat. Instead, he led 4 Yamen runners to the courtyard where Han Wangzhu lived. 2 of the 4 Yamen runners were bribed by the Jia County magistrates, while the other 2 were to be dealt with in the future. As soon as the Jia County magistrates entered the courtyard, Han Wangzhu greeted him as if he had already known. The Jia County magistrates arranged for the 2 who weren't bribed to stand at the entrance, and the 2 who were bribed to stand guard outside the house. This time, the Jia County magistrates and Han Wangzhu were very careful. They didn't even want to talk. After exchanging a few pleasantries, Han Wangzhu took out a pen and the 2 started to write on a piece of paper. County Magistrate, why are you here today? Han Wangzhu wrote on the paper. Zhongjia Zhuangzi is making money again. They are selling firecrackers. I don't know how to make them. I tried to imitate them but failed. The Jia County magistrates also wrote. Han Wangzhu nodded. After thinking for a while, he wrote on the paper. What do you want, magistrate? Don't let them continue to sell firecrackers. No, we can only think of other ways. Don't you already have an idea? Tell me and I'll do it right away. Jia County magistrates wasn't stupid. He knew that he couldn't stop them from selling things. The main reason was that the bailiffs didn't listen to him. It was also impossible for him to transfer troops from other places. Unless Zhongjia Zhuangzi committed a serious crime, he wouldn't dare to ask for help from the people behind him. When Han Wangzhu saw what Jia County magistrates wrote, he hesitated. After a while he wrote, It's still early. It's better not to do it during the new year to avoid trouble. Looking at the words on the paper, County Magistrate Jia's expression kept changing. He also knew that if something went wrong during the Spring Festival, the matter would be blown out of proportion. The Zhang family's manner would not treat him the same as before. Although he did not know what method the Zhang family's manner would use, the methods of the Zhang family's manner could never be underestimated. Jia County magistrates felt aggrieved again. He didn't know what to do. Should he do it or wait? Sweat oozed from his forehead. Jia County magistrates wiped it, gritted his teeth and wrote, "We can't wait any longer to avoid trouble. You guys come up with ideas and I'll do it myself." "Sir, do you want to think about it again?" Han Wangzhu tried to persuade him again. "No need." Jia County magistrates insisted. Someone will give you the details tomorrow. Remember not to let anyone else see it." Han Wangzhu saw that Jia County magistrates was ready to do it during the new year. He had no other choice. This plan needed Jia County magistrates' help, so he had to arrange it this way. Jia County magistrates didn't continue to write this time. He nodded seriously. Maybe it was because the last moment was coming. He was a little scared but more excited. He felt that he finally had a chance to suppress the Zhang family and the Wang family. Even if he couldn't make them collapse at once, he could at least gain more benefits. Everything depended on what the two Zhuangzi would do. Jia County magistrates took a deep breath, picked up the papers written by the two, and burned them with a flint. He watched as the papers turned into ashes and stomped on them. He was really scared. If this matter spread to the Zhangjia Zhuangzi, he didn't know what they would do to him. With a plan in mind, Jia County magistrates knew that he couldn't turn back. He chatted with Han Wangzhu for a while, then got up and left the room. He saw two Yamen runners standing at the door and said to them, "What I just said to Brother Han, you can't tell anyone." The two Yamen runners looked at Jia County magistrates blankly and nodded under the gaze of Jia County magistrates. Jia County magistrates deliberately did this. He had written down all the useful things, and it didn't matter if others knew what he said. He was going to make the Yamen runners a habit from now on. "Take care, magistrate," Han Wangzhu said as he walked Jia County magistrates to the door of the courtyard. After Jia County magistrate's figure disappeared, Han Wangzhu didn't dare to delay. He found a horse in the courtyard, mounted it, and personally ran to Zhuangzi. Jia County magistrates left the courtyard. He didn't know what to feel, but he kept wanting to go to the small bridge to take a look. He also felt a little guilty, so he walked all the way. Before he knew it, he came to between the clouds and the water. He didn't go to the second floor, but randomly found a seat on the first floor near the manor. He opened the window a little and looked at the light snow that was still falling outside. He didn't move. "County magistrates, what would you like to eat?" Jia County magistrates didn't say anything, and neither did the Yamen runners. However, the waiter couldn't not say anything, so he asked in a low voice, "Anything will do. This snow, it's really good. Let's make it heavier." Jia County magistrates felt a little crazy. The waiter was stunned for a moment and immediately said, "Yes, magistrate. I will go and prepare it for you." After the waiter left, Jia County magistrates looked at Yamen runner and the others who were standing there. He said with a smile, "Sit, eat with me today. The weather is going to change." "Magistrate, it's been snowing. Do you think it will be sunny soon?" Yamen runner was puzzled and asked. Jia County magistrates pretended to be profound. He waved his hand and said, "No, it's going to be heavier. The weather of Sanshui County, whether it's snowing or sunny, it's going to change." Jia County magistrates believed that Zhuangzi from the Han family and Zhuangzi from the Yuan family would definitely help him a lot. Those two Zhuangzi were not worse than the Zhang family and the Wang family. In fact, they were even more powerful. At the very least, the Zhang family and the Wang family had started their business earlier than the Zhang family and the Wang family. The Zhang family and the Wang family had just started their business not long ago, so they couldn't be compared to those two families. After the Jia County magistrates finished speaking, he saw that the Yamen runners beside him didn't say anything, so he said again, "Isn't it better if the weather changes?" "It's good that you say so, magistrate. If it's snowing heavily, the winter wheat will have enough water. You don't have to worry about the winter wheat growing out first." Yamen runner echoed from the side. Jia County magistrates didn't say anything at this time. He looked back and forth between the Yamen runners who hadn't been bribed by him, especially Yamen runner. Every time he saw Yamen runner's puzzled look, the Jia County magistrates would smile. The dishes were served and the wine was almost warm, but Jia County magistrates still didn't say anything. He didn't eat either until the Yamen runners didn't know what to do. Only then did Jia County magistrates pick up his chopsticks, take a bite of the food, and say to the Yamen runners, "Eat, it's free. We should thank Zhangjia Zhuangzi. You should thank him even more. Don't you think so, Yamen runner?" If magistrate says so, then so be it. Actually, we Yamen runners should thank magistrate more. After magistrate took office, he didn't fire us so we can still get a salary. This is why our families can live a good life. Magistrate, this humble one salutes you. Yamen runner knew that Jia County magistrates had gone to meet the people from the Han family today. Seeing Jia County magistrates like this, he must have found a way to deal with Zhangjia Zhuangzi. Now that the Jia County magistrates was in a good mood, he naturally had to go along with it. As for what would happen in the end, was there anyone who could beat Zhangjia Zhuangzi? After all, there was a master in charge there. Jia County magistrates looked at the Yamen runners who were a little nervous and felt more and more confident that he would succeed this time. He raised his wine cup and said, "In the future, Sanshui County will be better than it is now. The people won't have to starve and freeze anymore. Some of the houses that came today are still missing. Yamen runner, get 2 people to fix them later." Yamen runner also saw that some of the houses weren't fixed. It wasn't that the houses were missing, but when they were cooking, the smoke didn't come out from the chimney. Instead, it came out from the roof, so there should be some cracks in the mud. Yamen runner looked at the snow outside. It wasn't big, so he felt that it could be fixed. He said to Jia County magistrates, "I'll go right away. I'll eat when I come back. Please enjoy your meal, magistrate." After he finished speaking, Yamen runner was about to call 2 people over. Suddenly, he seemed to have thought of something. He specifically picked the people that Jia County magistrates had bribed. Including him, there were 4 people in total. When he was about to leave, Jia County magistrate suddenly said, Yamen runner, I think it's better for other Yamen runners to do this kind of work. Why don't we change the people?" Jia County magistrates pointed at the people that he hadn't bribed as he spoke. He thought to himself, "It seems that the people I bribed are really being ostracized. Once there's a job, they have to do it. The Zhang family didn't give them enough." Yamen runner naturally wouldn't refute. He called the people that Jia County magistrates picked and turned around to leave. Jia County magistrate smiled, picked up a big piece of meat, and chewed it vigorously in his mouth. The news of Jia County magistrates meeting Han Wangzhu quickly spread to Zhang Xiaobao. Hearing the words of the people who came, the 2 of them actually wrote with a pen. He didn't know the specific content. Zhang Xiaobao nodded and said, "Well, they can't wait any longer." Good, as expected, they can't wait any longer. Since they want to make trouble for me during the new year, I'll grant them their wish. Everyone in the farmsteads will be on high alert. And also, send people to monitor the farmsteads of the Han clan and Yuan clan. That's it. Xiaobao, why don't you take the opportunity to teach Jia County magistrates a lesson before they make their move? Strike first and gain the upper hand. Wang Wan listened at the side. She felt that Jia County magistrates really didn't know how to be a good person. Why did he have to pick this time? Zhang Xiaobao shook his head. Wei Wei said, "If we want to teach him a lesson now, we can only make it big and drive him away directly. But if we do that, the people in Sanshui County will also have a bad new year. Let's wait. It's not easy for everyone. It's the new year, so we should be happy and lively." When Zhang Xiaobao said this, he suddenly said happily, "I know how to let the people have a good new year." Chapter 246. Winter, a field of white snow. Wind coming lightly. Cold, not feelings. Who says helplessness, flowers will bloom. Zhangjia Zhuangzi's plum blossoms had bloomed a few days ago, but not as many as today. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan woke up early in the morning, wrapped themselves up, and ran to the thicket of plum blossoms together. In order to be able to smell the fragrance of the flowers, they paid special attention to their noses and covered their noses as much as possible. When they reached the place, they took off the satin cloth in front of their faces and inhaled with all their might. "Xiaobao, do you smell it?" Wang Wan asked Zhang Xiaobao with her eyes closed, looking intoxicated. Zhang Xiaobao also inhaled with all his might, the kind that used his nose. After a while he said, "Do you want to hear the truth or the lie? Let's tell the lie first." Wang Wan was still intoxicated. Zhang Xiaobao used his hand to warm his nose, which had turned red from the cold. "Smells so good. It makes me feel that this smell can't be described with any words. I smell a strong aura, I smell an unforgettable memory. I smell a fragrance from the ancient times. I smell." "You can tell the truth now." Wang Wan interrupted Zhang Xiaobao's lyrical speech. "The truth is that the place where we are standing is upwind. The wind mixed with some fine snow brushed past our backs, making the pink and white plum blossoms sway gracefully, bringing the smell of spring, taking away the pollen of the flowers, taking away. I was wondering why I didn't smell it. Turns out that we were standing in the wrong place. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Follow me and inhale. Come, let's go over there." Wang Wan's intoxicated expression changed, and she pulled Zhang Xiaobao to the other side of the thicket. "There are 2 more days before the new year. Today is the 28th of December. Is the Jia County magistrates not going to make a move? Don't tell me it's on the 30th. Wang Wan covered her nose, which could no longer smell anything, and said in a muffled voice. Zhang Xiaobao's condition was worse than Wang Wan's. He had already blown his nose 3 times, and his eyes were red. It was unknown whether it was because of pollen allergy or because of the cold. He turned his head to avoid the direction of the wind and said, "Who cares? I don't believe that they will dare to send people here to fight and kill. Let's go and see how much we still need to prepare for the new year." In a flat area between Zhuangzi and the small bridge of the Wang family, next to the market, there were many busy farmers. Pieces of wooden planks were erected and inserted into each other, forming simple houses one after another. These simple houses had at least 2 doors, and some even had 4 doors, one next to the other. In these houses there were tables and chairs, as well as many basins made by people to cook hot pot. Next to them there was a space a few dozen steps away from them, where charcoal was placed. Zhangjia Zhuangzi had the most charcoal. They had already bought a lot of charcoal in the county, which caused the price of charcoal in the county to rise by at least 3 times. It seemed that it brought inconvenience to the people in the county, but in fact it allowed many people who worked in their families to earn some money. After cutting down trees and burning charcoal, they could sell it to Zhangjia Zhuangzi, or to be exact, to Zhang Xiaobao. Back then, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan had discussed this matter. This might give the Jia County magistrates an excuse to attack them. After all, the price of goods had risen. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan didn't care about this. They just increased the price when they bought the goods, and they even asked the local government runners to help them buy the goods from the people who burn charcoal. This saved them a lot of trouble. The main reason was that the 2 of them felt that by doing this, there would be a lot less trees. In the end, there wasn't so much vegetation here. The places where the trees were cut down were not replanted at all, and they didn't want to either. They directly became land. This was a newly opened land, so they could enjoy the treatment of tax exemption. So many simple houses were one of the ways that Zhang Xiaobao could solve the problem of not being able to go home during the new year. Other than the 2 main families who needed to worship the Lord, the other villagers didn't need to do this. Some of them only knew where their ancestors came from, but they didn't know who their ancestors were. The family tree that was passed down by word of mouth was no more. During the new year, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan didn't know which house to go to. No matter which house they went to, it would make the other house seem too empty. Zhang Xiaobao decided that this year, everyone would celebrate the new year together. The villagers could eat their own food or share it with others. In addition to these, Zhang Xiaobao took out a lot of meat from his storeroom. He planned to cut it into slices and treat the villagers to hot pot. With so many people gathered together, it was naturally very lively. Even the workers between the clouds and the water could change back and forth. Okay, these houses are enough. Together with the houses in the market, we can celebrate the new year together. When Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan arrived, a worker in charge of the construction site shouted loudly to the surrounding villagers. The villagers put down their work and looked at the houses around them. Their faces were filled with happy smiles. Previously, everyone celebrated the 15th of the first lunar month together. That time there were torches everywhere and all kinds of snacks. Zhuangzi was not as rich as it was now. This year, they didn't expect that the main family would also be preparing to celebrate the new year. When the time came, they could pay a New Year's visit to the head of the main family on the night of the 30th. It was even more lively than before. This is good, isn't it? Between the clouds and the water is not far away. We can even send the finished goods over there. When we set off the firecrackers, we can set them off on both sides of the bridge. The only regrettable thing is that we don't know how to mix fireworks. We can only use fire. The things that explode are all the same. We should use something like magnesium powder. Zhang Xiaobao looked at everyone's happy expression and felt happy. The whole thing was a big family. He thought that not only were the adults happy, but the children would also be happy. Wang Wan was also imagining the scene during the new year. It was much livelier than before. In the past, everyone lived their own lives. To set off firecrackers, they had to go outside to set off their own firecrackers. There weren't so many people gathered to eat together. The people who came to pay a New Year's visit carried expensive things and said hypocritical words. How could it compare to now? The smiles of the villagers were not fake. Thinking of this, Wang Wan sighed with relief and said, "Yes, it's really good. That lord from the imperial court doesn't have to worry about no one serving him. I wonder, have you ever heard of a lord not celebrating the new year at home and going to other people's restaurants?" "No, I've never heard of it. Maybe it's not written in the books. It's passed down from generation to generation. There are always some deviations in history. For example, some things that happened in our country have long been buried in the tide of history. Except for those who really experienced it. Who knows what's behind a certain thing?" When Zhang Xiaobao thought of this, he felt a little sentimental. It was the most difficult thing to find the truth of things. Who cares? Anyway, it's fine as long as it's lively here. Let others worry about other people's affairs. I don't know what Jia County Magistrates is doing now. We didn't give him anything else, only 500 grams of wood ear and 300,000 sounds of firecrackers. Wang Wan didn't care about those things anymore. What she wanted to do now was to enjoy this kind of life and maintain this kind of life with Zhang Xiaobao. Suddenly, she thought of Jia County Magistrates. Since this county magistrate came to Sanshui County, it seemed that he didn't have a good day and was restrained everywhere. Zhang Xiaobao thought of the county magistrate who came here to make a lot of money and also felt funny. He said, in addition to the original money in his family, he should have about 7,000 taels of silver left. It's the new year, so he should give some to the people behind him, right? He'll lose a lot of money. Originally, I wanted him to do good things and help develop Sanshui County. When Sanshui County became prosperous and he accumulated enough political achievements, I would give him a sum of money when he was promoted. I have never opposed corrupt officials who are capable and can do practical things for the people. County Magistrate Chang was greedy, but he was only greedy for small amounts of money. He never asked for extra taxes, and he didn't let the yamen runners work in the slightly richer people's houses through his position. The most important thing is that he knows how to adapt to the situation. After we got in touch with him, he always defended us and helped the people become rich through us. Yes, County Magistrate Cheng is really good. He knows how to know his place. Since we gave him money, he didn't accept money from others. As long as we don't do anything, no one will blame him. Even if he left with 30,000 taels of silver, no one will say that he is a corrupt official. Jia County Magistrates is different. He hasn't taken office yet, and he only wants to make money. Not to mention that he will do something for the people when he comes to the county. He didn't even ask him what he can do. He directly went against us and came with the purpose of destroying us. How can we not teach such a person a lesson? Wang Wan also had a look of righteous indignation. She put herself in the position of the strong. She thought that the new county magistrate must first maintain a harmonious relationship with Zhang Xiaobao and the Wang family. He should take the initiative to surrender. She felt that with Zhang Xiaobao around, she was right to do so. Zhang Xiaobao also deeply agreed with Wang Wan's thinking. Everyone had their own position. Why didn't she think about looking for a partner instead of suppressing him? He had shown enough sincerity on his side. He had repaired the house, sent the things, and gave all kinds of hints. After doing all these things, Jia County Magistrates still didn't change his original intention. He still thought about money. He still had to think about it according to his method. Like County Magistrate Cheng, he didn't have anything he wanted. He didn't lack money, he didn't lack things, and he even helped him get political achievements. He sent him to the capital to be an official. Being an official in the capital was better than being a local official. It was an honor to be an official in the capital. Sigh. After squeezing out Jia County Magistrates, I hope to find another person in the county to replace him. We can't always transfer people from outside. It's really not convenient to use them. Zhang Xiaobao pointed at his own face with his finger and said faintly, "Then you thought of a way to get rid of him." Wang Wan really didn't know how to get rid of a county magistrate. What's more, when this county magistrate came, he was welcomed by so many people. Give him an incomplete political achievement, and he will leave. Zhang Xiaobao winked at Wang Wan and said. Chapter 247. After a few days of continuous snow, it finally stopped on the afternoon of the 28th of December. The gray clouds in the sky dispersed, revealing the dazzling but not very warm sunlight. Jia County Magistrates had finally sent out all the gifts he could. He even asked a few bailiffs to help him deliver them to some distant places. He was really not in the mood to do this. Those bailiffs who delivered the gifts naturally would not say that they were from the county magistrates. Instead, they would tell the people who received the gifts that they were from Zhangjia Zhuangzi. It was not wrong to say that they were from Zhangjia Zhuangzi. However, the people who received the gifts thought that they were from the Zhang family. "Guards, come with me." County Magistrate Jia, who was restless, put on a set of casual clothes and carried a package. No one knew what was in the package. He shouted at the yamen runners who were guarding the yamen. Song Yang had already arranged for 2 bailiffs who were bribed to wait here today. When Jia County Magistrates returned from Tuqiao village, someone delivered a letter to him. Except for himself, none of the other bailiffs knew what was written in the letter. After Jia County Magistrates finished reading the letter, he became more excited and nervous. When he saw the letter turn into ashes and dust, he looked at the bailiffs outside the carriage vigilantly. Today was the day for him to make his move. To be exact, it was tomorrow. He had to go to a place first. It was the border between Huayuan County and Sanshui County. Someone had found him a helper. He did something in the yamen yesterday. He did it secretly. He didn't even tell his family. "Sir, where are you going?" Song Yang asked respectfully when the carriage was ready. Jia County Magistrates did not tell Song Yang where he was going. He looked around and asked Song Yang, "Have you arranged the things I asked you to do? Or don't worry. I've arranged everything. Our brothers are waiting for you on the road. But which one do you want to take?" Song Yang replied. Jia County Magistrates smiled mysteriously. "You will know when the time comes. Let's go." After that, Jia County Magistrates got on the carriage and went out under the escort of Song Yang and the other bailiffs. They went along a small road to Tuqiao village. The carriage did not go fast. In order to make it faster, they changed the driver to a donkey. This way, they did not have to worry about the horses freezing on the way. After walking for 2 hours, County Magistrate Jia lifted the curtain of the carriage and ordered a yamen runner outside. "You go back now and guard outside the yamen. If anyone asks about me, just say that I went out to visit the people." The bailiff nodded and turned to leave. The carriage moved forward again. After another hour, Jia County Magistrates ordered another bailiff. "You go back now and gather all the bailiffs. Not only the 20 of you but also those from other places. Ask someone to use a fast horse to report to the bailiffs in Tuqiao village. When everyone is here it will be almost midnight. Go to the little Luoshui pier and surround the pier for this official. Something has happened there. When the time comes, this official will wait for you there. In the future, the weather in Sanshui County will be different." When the bailiff was about to leave, Song Yang advised, "Sir, there will be only me and Sir left here. You should go back first and find more people." "Song Yang, you have to believe that Sanshui County is safe. No one will hurt me." "Oh." In the carriage, Jia County Magistrates looked at Song Yang and nodded meaningfully. He waved his hand and let the bailiff leave. After doing this, Jia County Magistrates continued to let Song Yang drive the carriage forward. This time he urged him to go faster. This time, Jia County Magistrates lifted the curtain and looked outside from time to time. When they reached a small slope with 2 big trees next to it, Jia County Magistrates stopped the carriage again. This time he walked out of the carriage and looked at Song Yang, who was puzzled. He asked with a smile, "Song Yang, tell me, can I trust you?" "Milord, what do you mean by this?" "This little one is loyal and devoted to Milord. As long as Milord orders, this little one dares to go through mountains of swords and seas of flames." Song Yang had a firm expression as he patted his chest and promised. The smile on County Magistrate Jia's face was even brighter. He took out a letter from his arms and handed it to Song Yang. He said to Song Yang, "In this case, you take this letter to Tuqiao village immediately. Give the letter to the Han family in Shuiyun cottage and follow his arrangements. Be quick. Whether I can stand firm in Sanshui County depends on this." Song Yang took the letter, looked around, and then looked at Jia County Magistrates. He said, "Sir, I can't do that. If you let me go, what should I do?" "I will drive the carriage back myself. Don't worry. I've specially brought some things. Look." County Magistrate Jia took out a conical bamboo hat and a large piece of rough hemp clothes from his big package. They looked a little shabby. "This official will put on these clothes and slowly drive the carriage back. You have to hurry. It's a pity that we don't have a horse. Look around and see if there are any horses. Find one and use it first. It's better than you walking. Once you've settled this matter, this official will definitely not treat you unfairly. Go quickly." While speaking, County Magistrate Jia put on his bamboo hat and put on his clothes. Then he went to the driver's seat and drove the cart forward. He didn't forget to look back at Song Yang. Song Yang stood in place for a moment and then shouted to the carriage that didn't go back, "Sir, don't worry. I will deliver the letter as fast as I can. Take care of yourself." After saying this, Song Yang looked around and chose a road without a road. He walked in the snow. After a few minutes, the donkey carriage stopped. Jia County Magistrates jumped off the carriage and looked in the direction Song Yang left. He stared at Song Yang until he couldn't see him anymore. Then he sat back in the carriage and opened the bag. He put away the bamboo hat and the large garment. Then he took out a set of fine linen clothes, loosened his hair and changed his hairstyle. After doing all this, County Magistrate Jia lifted the curtain of the carriage and looked at the place where Song Yang left. Then he stuck his head out and looked back. After that, he opened the door of the carriage, closed it and opened it again. He repeated this 5 times. The cold wind kept pouring into the carriage. Jia County Magistrates stopped and waited. After a while, 4 figures appeared on the hillside. 3 of them stood there and looked around. One of them ran quickly to the carriage, opened the door and got in. "Sir, please go down quickly. Leave this to me, the man said to Jia County magistrates as he got into the carriage. At the same time, he took the bamboo hat and clothes from Jia County magistrates and put them on quickly. His figure was about the same as Jia County magistrates. Jia County magistrates nodded and didn't say anything. He got out of the carriage and glanced around. He trotted up the small slope and joined the 3 men who were on guard. They went down from the other side. The man in the carriage also got out and sat in the driver's seat. He continued to move forward. The wheels of the carriage left deep tracks in the snow. After walking for a few dozen feet, the donkey pulling the carriage felt that the carriage was lighter and walked faster. A gust of wind swept past. There were 2 marks in the snow that seemed to have been deliberately messed up by someone. Jia County magistrates went down the slope and immediately got into another carriage. There were 3 identical carriages here. If one didn't look closely, they wouldn't even be able to see the horses pulling the carriages clearly. One of the carriages was being driven in the direction of the yamen. The other one turned around and went up the slope first. Then, it followed the carriage that Jia County magistrates was driving. County Magistrate Jia's carriage waited for a while longer before turning onto another small road. The driver seemed to be in a hurry as he kept whipping his whip. The 3 horses were pulling the carriage at a high speed. After leaving, Song Yong went to a farmer's house. Seeing that there weren't any animals that could be ridden, he had no choice but to run in another direction. He ran to the side of a house. Song Yong looked around and saw that there was no one around. He took out the letter from his chest and opened it to read it carefully. It said, "The water route is blocked. The people coming should go around Xianping County. The yamen runners have been sent to Little Luoshui. We will act in 2 days. Come quickly." Seeing these words, Song Yong was shocked. It seemed that Jia County magistrates was preparing to find people from outside to deal with Little Luoshui. After thinking about it, Song Yong couldn't make up his mind. He knew that there was a small Zhuangzi village in front of him. There were more than 70 people and horses inside. Song Yong put away the letter and ran towards the village as fast as he could. "Sir, have you settled the matter in the yamen? You have to know that without that matter, we will have less people to rely on when we act tomorrow." When Jia County magistrates was 2 li away in his carriage, a person who had been waiting for a long time got into the carriage and spoke to Jia County magistrates. Jia County magistrates knew that this person was sent by the Yuan family. He nodded and said, "Don't worry. It was done last night. I asked my son to carry it with him. There won't be any mistakes. This time I want to see what Zhongjie Zhuangzi has to say." "That's good. Sir, can all the yamen runners really gather at Little Luoshui and then be transferred together?" When this person heard Jia County magistrate's words, he relaxed a little and asked about the yamen runners. Jia County magistrate smiled and said, "It doesn't matter whether they are gathered or not. Even if I didn't ask them to gather, someone else would have helped. Then they would all go to Xianping County to guard it. This is a diversion tactic. So you're amazing. My master only asked you to help transfer the bailiffs away, but he didn't expect you to come up with such an unpredictable plan. Once you succeed, we'll be a family." The man flattered at the side. Jia County magistrates was finally relieved. He opened the package and took out his official robes and official seal. After putting them on, he said to that person, "How are things going on your side?" In reply to "Milord, it's almost done. It's just that the Zhang and Wang families' farmstead are building houses over there. I don't know why." As the person spoke, he couldn't help but frown. Chapter 248. Jia County magistrates drove all the way. In the afternoon, they finally arrived at the border between Sanshui County and Huayuan County. There were already many people waiting there. Jia County magistrates got out of the car and got into another car. At this time there was already someone in the car. When the person saw Jia County magistrates, he immediately said, "Jia County magistrates, you must be tired. Come back with me to rest." We will set off early tomorrow morning. Everything will be easy when we reach there. Jia County magistrates also replied, Dr. Han, you are too polite. This time, with you and the Yuan family, we will definitely make Zhongjia Zhuangzi unable to make a comeback. Everything depends on you, Dr. Han. Well said, well said. But when the time comes, there are some things that we need to discuss carefully, especially hatching chickens, wood ears, and the recipes for good food. I hope you can consider the overall situation. Dr. Han was not polite. At this time, he made things clear to avoid any mistakes. Jia County magistrates naturally understood that no matter which of these three things he took, he would be rich, especially the wood ears. When he thought about it, he was filled with hatred. Since he could plant them, why did he have to give him 1 kilogram at a time? When he bribed the higher-ups, he had to consider which one to give first and which to give later. But this recipe was not easy to get. If the three families knew about it, more wood ears would be produced. Someone would have to go further away to sell them. Moreover, the relationship between the three families was not so good. Thinking of this, Jia County magistrate said, Dr. Han, don't worry. I just want to vent my anger. When the time comes, we will discuss how to divide it slowly. But I want to take most of the land in Shaoluoshui County. After all, it is in Sanshui County and is next to the Yamen. Okay, we will see if Zhongjia Zhuangzi has anything else. Maybe there is something more valuable. Dr. Han was also thinking about his plan and laughed. At the entrance of the Byway Pavilion, Jia Weiran, who had nothing to do these days, walked out after eating and drinking to his heart's content. Of course, he did not pay for the meal. Under the respectful escort of the waiter, he rode on the horse and put on a cloak. He seemed to be wandering around aimlessly again. He strolled leisurely until he reached the outskirts of the county town. He continued to ride his horse forward, touching his chest from time to time with a smile on his face. Seeing that there was no one around, he took something out of his bosom and examined it carefully. He muttered, This time I've also rendered a meritorious service. Who knows, maybe I'll be able to get a loose official position. Zhongjia Zhuangzi, you've gone too far. This time I'll let you know how strong I am. Following his shout, the slowly moving horse started to gallop. He rode on the horse with a high-spirited look on his face. After running for 3 hours, the horse could not take it anymore. It was always in the snow, and it was not a particularly good horse. At this time, white steam came out of its mouth and nose, and it ran slower. Jia Weiran saw the state of the horse and had no choice but to dismount. He led the horse forward, scolding as he walked. There is no good person in the Zhang family. How can a horse ridden by a Yamen runner be unable to run such a short distance? I wanted to ride it, so you gave me an inferior horse. After I've dealt with you, I'll let you feed the horse every day. Humph. Just wait, the 3 crimes will be placed on you. No one can save you. Even the imperial nephew will not dare to make a sound. Humph. Jia Weiran kept scolding Zhongjia Zhuangzi as he thought about how to deal with him. He led the horse in the snow and looked forward from time to time, hoping to find a place to rest. His body could not withstand such a long journey. By the time he reached the place, he would either be exhausted or frozen to death. After walking for another hour, just as Jia Weiran was about to get back on his horse, a few stalls connected together appeared in front of them. They were right beside the path. Why are there stalls in such a place? Jia Weiran asked curiously. He immediately increased his speed. The fragrance that came with the wind made him know that at least one of them was cooking. He could drink some hot soup to warm himself up. When he got closer, he realized that it was not a stall selling things. It was a group of people resting here. The stall was set up to block the wind. He could not tell where these people were from their clothes. There were all kinds of clothes, a few carriages, and more than 10 horses. After a quick count, there were a total of 22 people eating and drinking there. The fragrance constantly wafted into his nose, making him drool uncontrollably. From these people's things and clothing, he could tell that they were probably merchants. Yes, Sanshui County was rich now. Many people would sell their goods here. From these people's clothes, he could tell that they came from other places. He did not know why they came out during the new year. Could it be that they did not have a fixed place to stay? Zhao Weiren thought. He felt that there was no danger. He wanted to eat and took a fancy to their horse. He led his horse over. Are you merchants? Zhao Weiren saw that they raised their heads and looked at him. He had no choice but to speak first. Yes, young master, you are walking here alone and riding such a bad horse. Could it be that you are in trouble? Among those people, one of them was sitting in the middle and was surrounded by others. He said to Zhao Weiren. Zhao Weiren shook his head. No, I don't know how to look at horses. I just rode a random one out. The horse was not good, so I had to lead it. I am hungry and tired. I wonder if you can sell me some of these things. I will give you more money. As he spoke, Zhao Weiren took out a string of copper coins with 100 coins in it from his sleeve and held it in his hand. Seeing him like this, those people suddenly laughed. It was the one who spoke just now who said to him, Young master, there is no need to buy such a small amount of food with money. Just sit down and eat. Come, try this meat. It is so fat that it drips with oil. Someone at the side took out a piece of fatty meat with some lean meat from the pot and placed it in a bowl. He scooped a spoonful of soup, half a spoonful of garlic sauce, and sprinkled some coriander and chopped green onions. He passed the bowl to Zhao Weiren with chopsticks. Zhao Weiren did not like to eat fatty meat. His family was not like other people who did not see much oil and were willing to eat fatty food. However, seeing that they were so enthusiastic, he did not want to reject them. He endured the discomfort in his stomach and took the food. He smelled it first. It was indeed not bad. He did not know how the soup was made. He carefully picked up a piece of fatty meat that weighed half a kilogram and took a small bite. Zhao Weiren's eyes lit up. He nodded. Delicious. It is fatty but not greasy. It is fragrant. And this soup, it warms me up. I can't help but want to drink more. That's only natural. It's very tiring for people like us to work outside. If we don't eat more oily things, we can only think of ways to make the fatty meat taste better. Since young master likes to eat, then eat more. Come, young master, sit here. When that person heard Zhao Weiren praise the meat, he was very happy. He patted the cushion beside him and invited Zhao Weiren to sit. Zhao Weiren realized that the wind was the weakest in that area, so he didn't stand on ceremony. He thought to himself that he could just pay more when the time came, so he walked over there. After taking 2 steps, he tripped and fell backward. Before he could fall, 2 people on both sides hugged him from the front and the back. Young master, be careful. We are cooking here. There are many things. You can accidentally kick them. One of the 2 people who were supporting Zhao Weiren patted Zhao Weiren's clothes that were crumpled when they were supporting him and said. Zhao Weiren then realized that there was a stick by his feet. He did not see it just now. It seemed that he could not be careless. If he fell, it would hurt for a while. His clothes would be dirty too. He started a fire to melt the snow in the cooking area. He moved his waist and felt that it was fine. Zhao Weiren smiled and said, It is all thanks to this big brother. Otherwise, I would not be able to wear my clothes out. No worries. Young master, please sit here. Try this fried rice with eggs. There is vegetable oil and some shredded meat inside. The person who spoke earlier pulled Zhao Weiren to sit beside him. He passed over a bowl of rice and 2 small salted vegetables. At the same time, the person beside him scooped a bowl of soup and passed it to Zhao Weiren. He ate the fried rice with salted vegetables and soup. Taste was amazing. Zhao Weiren picked up his chopsticks and started eating. As he ate, he said, Delicious, it is really delicious. Seems that you guys really know how to enjoy life. If all merchants can be like you, how can there be any hardship? Young master, you are wrong. It is fine here, but when you go further, such as the land of Sichuan, it is useless no matter how good the food is. The road is not easy. If you think it is delicious, you can put some in a bamboo tube and keep it with you. can warm your body and you can eat when you want to. The person beside Jiao Weiran told Jiao Weiran about the difficulties of being a merchant. At the same time, he took out a bamboo tube and put the meat and soup inside. Okay, I will take this. There is still a long way to go. I will give you money when we leave. When Jiao Weiran heard this person say that he was keeping it with him, he rubbed his hand against his chest. When he realized that the thing was still there, he was relieved. Seeing that they were so nice, he wanted to give them money. Young master, what are you saying? Why do you need money? It is fate that we can have a meal together. Young master, please don't talk about money again. The person said unhappily. Jiao Weiran pointed at his own horse, then pointed at their horses and said, "It's not money for food. I want to buy a horse from you. I'll leave my horse to you. You have to pay for this horse. I hope you can agree to this request." Buy a horse. Actually, we don't have many horses. The person hesitated this time. It seemed that he did not want to sell. The person beside Jiao Weiran said, "Lao Wu, it is not easy for the young master. Sell one." If the young master froze because he did not have a horse, wouldn't we treat him for a meal for nothing? Lao Wu thought for a while and nodded at Jiao Weiran. "Okay, I will exchange this horse with you. You have to pay 5 coins. Chapter 249. On Zhangjia Zhuangzi's side, the houses were finished. Everyone started to prepare for the Lunar New Year's Eve dinner. The villagers told the people in charge of recording what they could take out. Originally, Zhang Xiaobao planned to take something from each household and just put it on the table to eat. He didn't expect that the villagers would disagree with this distribution method. It wasn't like they didn't have money. This year's income was many times more than usual. Plus, with the ability of the Zhang family and Wang family's masters, it would be even better in the future. Not only that, other than the increase in income, they also spent less. The clothes were made by the masters. In order to unify, they had to wear several sets of clothes a year. When they were working, the most tiring days were also made by the masters. In addition, the children also had to eat 3 meals at school. In this situation where there was no income and no expenditure, they had more money to spare. Therefore, they planned to take out more things. They couldn't always rely on the masters to eat. One by one, they reported what they could take out. When the time came, they would let the people decide how much each family could take out and what to take out. Everyone tried to get the same price. The masters of the Zhang family and Wang family also bought 20 sheep and 2 cows that couldn't work. They were all ready to be killed and cooked for the Lunar New Year. In addition to these, there were also new bowls and chopsticks. The money was all paid for by Zhang Xiaobao. After all, he was the richest. The vegetables were also ready. First, they went to the vegetable growing area at the back and chose. When the time came, they just had to pick them. There were also all kinds of spices and sauces, including some nourishing medicinal herbs. They were also waiting to be used. Finally, there were noodles and all kinds of meat fillings. Zhang Xiaobao planned to make 2 kinds of dumplings. One was filled with pork and onion, and the other was filled with 3 delicacies. The shrimp and some fresh shrimps could be made. The shrimps and eggs could be wrapped with chives, and the fresh shrimps could be put in garlic sprouts. The meat fillings had to be chopped out first so that they could be wrapped when the time came. Many women were in charge of this. There was a charcoal fire next to them, and the meat was placed on the chopping board. These people chopped up the meat as if they were competing. When the children found out that they would be together for the New Year this year, they happily ran and jumped, chasing each other, and from time to time there would be laughter. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were also at the side, watching the adults fry things. Some of these things only had a little sugar added, while others had all kinds of stuffing. The farmers were working and chatting about Zhuangzi. Some of the older ones sat at the side and pulled a few of the younger ones over to tell them about what it was like to celebrate the New Year in the past. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan also liked to listen, so they gathered together and squatted there. When I was young, I had just arrived at Zhangjia Zhuangzi. At that time, The old master of the Zhang family was still the head of the family. Life then couldn't be compared to now. Back then, who would dare to eat like this during the New Year? After the New Year's Eve dinner, there's no need to live after the New Year. You can just wait to starve to death. An old man narrowed his eyes and recalled the past to tell the children, but there was no trace of worry on his face. Grandpa Wanyan, do you mean that the old master of the past couldn't do well with us? A simple child asked after hearing this. Don't talk nonsense. Grandpa Wanyan slapped the child's head and looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. Seeing that the two little ancestors were not dissatisfied, he was relieved. Otherwise, if the old master heard this, he would be sad. He continued, without the old master, where would the old master come from? This is the old master's ability. At that time he wasn't like you who could study in school every day. It was already good enough that you didn't starve to death. Every time the harvest was low, the old master of the Zhang family would take in less food. With the 100 households' food, no one in Zhuangzi would starve to death. Look at you now enjoying life. You have books to study. Zhuangzi provides good food 3 times a day. You have to learn well so that when you grow up you can do more for the master. Where did I stop? Food. In the past we ate a mess of food. How can it be compared to now? If you want to eat meat you can eat a meal every few days. If you want rice, noodles and new clothes, wait until next year you can eat meat every meal. After saying this, the old man was tired after sitting for a long time. He rubbed his waist and prepared to go back. The children were listening happily. Seeing that Grandpa Wanyan was about to leave, 2 clever children immediately came behind Grandpa Wanyan and began to massage his back. One of them said, Grandpa Wanyan, don't go. We'll massage your back. The massage was useless. The old man nodded with a smile. Okay, continue. Talk about food. Do you see those cows and sheep? At the age of 30 you have to leave some space in your stomach. Otherwise you won't be able to eat. There are also those dumplings and pig trotters. In the past you didn't even dare to think about it. If you don't believe me, you can go to other Zhuangzi or ordinary people's houses to see if they have these things to eat. It's good enough to use white flour and other kinds of bread to make dumplings during the New Year. Who dares to put meat in them? There are only some green onions. The rest is all meat and that shrimp. I know, Grandpa Wanyan. When other farmers and ordinary people meet us in the market, they are all envious. The way they talk is different from before. I know what we ate during the New Year in the past. We ate vegetable dumplings with a little bit of meat in them. A slightly older child said. At the same time he remembered what he ate in school. There was milk, eggs, pancakes and meat. Even the vegetable dumplings had a lot of oil in them. When he bit into it, the oil would drip down his mouth. Thinking of this, the child looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, who were also happy. He said, Little master, little miss, don't worry. When we grow up we will protect you. Can you also treat us as well as the master now? Good, it's better than that. When the time comes my family will have more money. Your family will also have the same. Zhang Xiaobao was the first to agree. Wang Wan laughed at the side. These things were all Zhang Xiaobao's. The children on Zhuangzi were so cute. They dared to ask about anything. Grandpa Wanyan also looked at the little ancestors of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family happily. He didn't know that these were all made by the 2 little ancestors, but he knew that the days before were not so good. Since the 2 little ancestors of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family were born, Zhuangzi seemed to have suddenly changed when they were 1 year old. Everyone no longer had to worry about whether they could eat tomorrow. They also didn't have to worry about not having enough clothes to cover their bodies. Their days were getting better and better. These were the blessings brought by the 2 little ancestors. Must be so. Also, look at our house now. Next year we will change to a new one. At that time, Grandpa Wanyan continued to talk, and the children listened. With the shelter of the house and the charcoal fire, they didn't feel cold at all outside. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan looked at Grandpa Wanyan rubbing his waist from time to time. They looked at each other and communicated with their lips. Xiaobao, do you think Grandpa Wanyan has lumbar intervertebral herniation or lumbar muscle strain? Why don't you think of a way to relieve it? This way, the people on Zhuangzi can feel more comfortable. Wang Wan didn't want these villagers, who were like family members, to feel too uncomfortable, so she asked Zhang Xiaobao, "How would I know? How would I know? It looks like it's a strain on the lumbar muscles. I don't know what kind it is. I've never had this before. We should make a place with steam, soak it in Chinese medicine, and slowly rub it with alcohol. I only know these two techniques. When I was injured in the past, they taught me how to massage it. Sometimes I'll massage it myself." Zhang Xiaobao didn't know how to treat patients, so he could only try using what he heard and learned. However, he couldn't massage the old man. He still had a lot of things to do. Wang Wan also knew about Zhang Xiaobao's situation, so she said, "You can teach others. Also, our family's doctor knows acupuncture. In the future, we will train some people who specialize in treating various diseases, such as massage, cupping, scraping, and so on. We will cultivate talents and turn Zhuangzi into a comprehensive place for Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family. At that time, as long as there is a problem, there will be someone to take care of it. After the new year, you can write some content about planning. I will give the children military training every day. When they grow up, we will have someone to use. Don't tell me you don't know how to plan." "Yes, you said it yourself. International swindlers don't know how to plan, how to cheat. What I think is that not only the children should learn but also the adults. When they are not busy, we can let the adults learn as well. If everyone is literate, they can read more books and know the meaning of the words. It can be considered a kind of accumulation of experience. When they learn to write, they will have good experience and write it down. Why do they need to pass it down orally, which is easy to lose?" Zhang Xiaobao also thought about it. He knew that in the past, it might not be a big deal to know how to read. But now, not everyone had the opportunity. For example, some families had problems eating. Where would they have the money to buy ink, paper, inkstone, and other things? It was impossible to learn things without paying a single cent. What would the teacher eat? Wang Wan also understood the importance of knowledge. It was passed down from generation to generation. Many good prescriptions were passed down by word of mouth because people did not know how to read or write. In the end, they were buried in history, and no one remembered them. Okay, I also agree. Anyway, they don't need to pay. They just need to learn. When they gradually trust the main family more, I will teach them physics and chemistry. I don't need you. I know you don't know how to do it. You just need to help me find various experimental supplies. Yes, I really don't know how to do it. I haven't received orthodox education. Now I know that kind of education is really not ordinary. 12 years of compulsory education is better than 9 years. It belongs to the growth of society as a whole. Zhang Xiaobao had to admit that education had a role in improving the quality of the people. Chapter 250. The wind was cold outside the courtyard, but the charcoal was warm inside the house. The curtains were filled with beautiful colors, and the brush was filled with the fragrance of a scholar. In an elegantly decorated house, the red charcoal fire blocked all the cold outside. Smelling the light incense, it made people feel sleepy. County Magistrate Jia sat on a cushion with a small table in front of him. Tea and snacks were indispensable. There were also several kinds of fruits that had been preserved for some unknown reason. They looked tempting, but it was hard to tell how they tasted. There were also 2 small tables next to Jia County magistrates. There was one person sitting behind each of the tables. There was also a chair with armrests placed behind them. The 3 people sat down and didn't speak for a while. It seemed that they were waiting for someone to speak first. After drinking a pot of tea, Jia County magistrates couldn't help but speak first. Zhangjia Zhuangzi is a foregone conclusion. I don't know how Dr. Han and Yuan Yilong think we should divide the Zhang family's things. Jia County magistrates didn't want to waste too much time. He wanted to have a good sleep in a while so that he could be energetic tomorrow. If they set off from here, They would arrive at their destination around noon. The head of the Han family, Dr. Han, also had an official position. He looked at the Yuan family's house and said, "Yuan Ilong, this time there are a lot of things. Yuan Ilong, you can speak first." Yuan Ilong saw that the two people didn't want to speak first, so he thought for a while and said, "If there is nothing else in Zhongjia Zhuangzi, then there is some money. They made a lot of money in Little Luoshui. We can divide the money between the three families. We can divide it into 3 parts, the same amount. What do you think?" "Okay, I agree. There is indeed a lot of money in that farmstead. County Magistrate Jia, you must act quickly tomorrow. You must convict them first. By then, it will be too late for anyone to come. After all, we have made sufficient preparations." Dr. Han felt that this amount of money didn't matter. No matter how much it was only a few tens of thousands of strings. What was really useful was the prescription. Jia County Magistrates was a little reluctant. After he fell into the water, his 13,000 strings of coins were taken away by the Zhang family. He also spent a lot of money to buy the Zhang family's 6,000 strings of coins and gave them to the people for free. No matter what, he should exclude the 19,000 strings of coins. However, if he really said so, the two families would definitely not let go of the benefits after that. He had no choice but to say, "I also agree. They should also have a place to put their money in Little Luoshui. When the time comes, that place will be like their Zhuangzi. Yuan Ilong, let's talk about other things. There are still the rural households." Once the 2 rural households in Zhuangzi are gone, the rural households will change owners. After Jia County Magistrates finished speaking, the 2 people were silent. They thought of the same thing. They were ready to accept some of the rural households. This way they would have a lot of labor. However, they were afraid that the rural households would still think about the owners and cause trouble for them. The most important thing was that if they wanted these villagers, they would have to give in to County Magistrate Jia in other aspects. This was something that both of them did not want. The villagers who caused trouble would lose part of their benefits. No matter how they looked at it, it was not appropriate. Dr. Han was not in a hurry. Jia County Magistrates asked Yuan Ilong, so naturally, Yuan Ilong should say first. Yuan Ilong secretly cursed in his heart and said, "These rural households are the people of Sanshui County. Even if we accept them, we still have to do things in the local area. Dr. Han and I are not suitable to accept them. It's better for Jia County Magistrates to keep them. We can divide the things in the warehouse, livestock and poultry." Jia County Magistrates didn't expect that when he pushed them out, he would push them back. When he thought about it, it made sense. If the people of Sanshui County didn't suffer any disasters, it was impossible for them to leave here. If they really left, he would be found by the people above. However, how could 2 Zhuangzi and more than 800 people compare to the things in the warehouse? There must be a lot of tremella and fungus in the warehouse. Just a few of them should be more than 10,000 strings of cash, right? Maybe even more. Plus, there were more than 30,000 poultry, a herd of cattle, sheep, and horses. Overall, he seemed to be at a disadvantage. Yes, there was still so much food. No, he couldn't agree. In the end, the people wouldn't belong to him. Perhaps the imperial court would give Zhuangzi to other people. That's not right. The rural households won't belong to me. Let's put it aside for now. The 3 of us should divide everything in Zhuangzi equally. Yuan Ilong, tell me about the prescriptions. I want the wharf in Shao Luoshui. Now I know there are 3 prescriptions. The one for hatching chicks, the one for increasing grain production, and the one for growing fungus. Jia County Magistrates put the matter of the rural households aside and began to talk about the prescriptions. Yuan Ilong shook his head and said, "Not 3. There's also the one for making liangpi, vegetable oil, chili sauce and seasoning. There was originally a prescription for growing vegetables in winter, but they offered it. Oh yes, they also offered a prescription. That prescription can be said to be beneficial to the country and the people. Seems that there will be more twists and turns. It's better to call county magistrate when." After all, This time we will use his bailiffs. Originally we said that we would give him money, but now it seems that just giving him money is not enough. Give him a prescription and convict Zhongjia Zhuangzi of invading and disturbing the people of Huayuan. We can bring up the matter of the straw on Zhuangzi in Dr. Han's house. The matter of the cow in my house having diarrhea after eating will not work. Those who are willing to take the bait are not reasonable. We can't find a seller. Yes, I think this matter can be done. County Magistrate Wen's prescription can help us resist a lot of pressure from the higher-ups. Dr. Han agreed with Yuan Yilong's idea. At this time, the Jia County magistrates reacted. Zhongjia Zhuangzi did have a lot of prescriptions. Then the money should be re-estimated. Maybe there are more prescriptions that haven't been taken out. Yes, there are more. There are still 2 more. One is the prescription for making firecrackers, and the other is the one for making popcorn. Forget about the candy prescription. I have already given it to Zhou Shihu. There are so many prescriptions. Maybe there will be new prescriptions. Now that we have agreed, it will be difficult to divide the new prescriptions when there are new ones. Hearing the Jia County magistrate's words, Yuan Yilong and Dr. Han were stunned. After thinking about it carefully, it was indeed so. Fortunately, they acted early. Otherwise, if they were given another 2 or 3 years, wouldn't they fly to the sky? I want the people of the Zhuangzi main courtyard of Zhang Zhuangzi and Wang family, Yuan Yilong and Dr. Han said at the same time. The 2 of them looked at each other and laughed at the same time. They knew what each other was thinking. The prescriptions didn't come out of nowhere. Someone must have thought of it. As long as they caught the person, there might be more prescriptions in the future. Each one of them was a hen that laid golden eggs. After the 2 of them finished talking, they laughed and regretted it. Sure enough, the Jia County magistrates was not a fool. In the past, he had always wanted to take revenge. Now that he heard the 2 of them, he also understood the importance of people. When the 3 of them talked to this point, they couldn't continue. The things could be divided and the prescriptions could be divided. But how could they divide the people? Judging from the situation, it should be a prescription made by one person. Even if they gave all the prescriptions to others, it would be a profit if they had such a person. The more Yuan Yilong thought about it, the more difficult he felt. He could only say, let's put this matter aside first. We'll talk about it when County Magistrate Wen comes. Huayuan County is not like Sanshui County. There are actually more than 700 bailiffs. There are only 300 bailiffs, and some of them are temporarily found. The Zhang Zhuangzi main courtyard and Wang family have a lot of villagers in Zhuangzi. We have to act quickly. If we catch the main family first, the villagers won't dare to rush. Otherwise, it will be easy to make things worse. If hundreds of people die, we won't be able to get away. Jia County magistrates used a trick to transfer the bailiffs away. When the Zhang Zhuangzi main courtyard and Wang family are arrested, the 700 bailiffs will be obedient. They can't run to Huayuan County's prison to find people, right? That's no different from a rebellion. Huayuan County's prison. How can they be locked up in Huayuan County? If they want to be locked up, they should be locked up in Sanshui County. Your Huayuan County's yamen has no reason to come to Sanshui County to arrest people, right? Jia County magistrates was concerned about the person who came up with so many prescriptions. No matter what, he couldn't send the person to someone else's place. When the time came, who could guarantee that these people wouldn't ask who the person was first? Yuan Yilong, of course, knew what County Magistrate Jia was thinking about. He took a sip of the cold tea and said, County Magistrate Jia, you mean to say that I should be locked up in the prison of the Sanshui County Yamen? Which bailiff will be guarding them? You don't even trust Song Yang. You said that he would definitely collude with the Zhang family. That's why you gave him the letter. If he didn't collude, then the bailiffs would all be at little Luoshui's place. Jia County magistrates really didn't know how to answer Yuan Yilong's question. In the entire Sanshui County, except for his family, he didn't trust anyone else. Even though Song Yang had always been so respectful and obedient, he was prepared for both sides. At this time, Dr. Han interrupted and said, "How about this? When we catch the person, the three of US and County Magistrate 1 will escort them to the capital together. Let the people in Zhuangzi County and young Master Jia do the rest. The bailiffs in Sanshui County will have no backbone, so it will be easy to manipulate them. When they are obedient, we will either really send the person to the capital or come back. What do you think?" "Okay, let's do it according to Dr. Han's method." Yuan Yilong agreed. Jia County magistrates was a little worried. If something happened in Sanshui County, he should report to the prefecture first. He couldn't directly escort the person to the capital. After thinking for a while, he gritted his teeth and said, "Okay, I also agree to do this. But when the time comes, I will have someone send a memorial to the prefecture. We will leave here first. When the prefecture investigates, we will have something to say." When the two people saw that he agreed, they were relieved at the same time. They were afraid that Jia County magistrates would leave midway. Then they would have no reason to go there. After the matter was arranged, the three people didn't continue to drink tea. They went to another hall and asked the servants to bring wine and dishes. They were ready to have a good meal. Jia County magistrates was only worried about his son at this time. He was afraid that his son couldn't come in time, or that something had happened to him. He had no choice but to ask Yuan Yilong to send someone to meet him. This was also to give his son a credit. Otherwise there would be no excuse. The sky gradually darkened. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan felt sleepy and wanted to go back to rest. At this time, 3 fast horses came from outside and directly went to the main house of the Zhang family. When Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan saw the speed of the horses and the marks on their bodies, they were both shocked. It was actually an emergency report of 800 miles. They hurriedly ran home. When the two people entered the yard, Steward Zhang told them about the yamen runners. "You really don't want to give me face. Okay, this time I don't have to take the initiative to drive them away. Arrange it right away." When Zhang Xiaobao heard about the matter, he was furious. He decided to get rid of Jia County magistrates once and for all. Chapter 251. The night was hazy, and the lanterns were reflected in the water. A few red dots appeared on the pavilion, and the winter starry sky. Between the clouds and the water. Looking down from the window on the second floor, the water in the man-made lake was not frozen. The old man and his family who came a few days ago were also here. At first they thought it was strange, but then they saw that during the day, someone was using a charcoal brazier to roast the water on the lake. When the water was slightly frozen, it would be picked up by someone. At this time, a few lanterns were hung on a boat and placed in the lake to illuminate. They set off the independent pavilion in the middle of the lake, reflecting the winter starry sky, hazy and dreamy. A 6 or 7-year-old girl with 2 braids on her head put her small hands on the window. She stood on tiptoe and looked down. A pair of lively big eyes blinked, full of curiosity. "Grandpa, look, there are lanterns below. So beautiful." The little girl stretched out one hand and pointed straight down. She turned her head and said excitedly to the old man. The old man already knew the scenery below, but he still stood up and walked behind the little girl. He looked at the place his granddaughter pointed at, touched his granddaughter's head and said, I saw it. I think it's good, so I'll see it more often in the future." "Father, are you really going to retire?" Hearing the old man's words, a man sitting next to the table asked. It's not that I want to retire, but my body is getting worse day by day. Staying in that position will harm the country and the people. It's better to find a place with good scenery and enjoy the scenery," the old man said helplessly. Seeing his granddaughter look up at him with a puzzled expression, he said to her, "I didn't know where to find it. In the past I didn't know where to look, but now I know. It's in Denver. You can look at the scenery and taste the delicacies. In the future you'll be able to look at it all day long. I don't think they can ask for too much money from me. Don't you think so, Miss Wang? The last words were said to Aunt Wang. Before Aunt Wang said anything, Date and Jujube, who were serving beside her, nodded together. Jujube said quickly, "Sir, you're right. In the future, you don't need to pay a penny here." How dare the Zhang family not listen? Haha, little girl, if you say that, don't let the people of the Zhang clan hear it. Otherwise they will definitely drive you away. The Zhang clan today is different from before. Wait until tomorrow. This old man will let you see that child. After the new year you will have something to say when you go back. The old man didn't think that the head of the Zhang family would be as timid as before. What the Zhang family did in the past 2 years, if it wasn't for the head of the family having the ability, there must be an expert guiding him. Aunt Wang didn't think that the Zhang family was that great. She said, "Sir, even if the Zhang family is stronger than before and has a 7th-ranked official, they still can't enter other people's eyes. When they go to the capital next year, won't they still have to stay in the Wang family? Otherwise, who will help them organize the poetry and wine banquet?" The old man looked at the steward sent by the Wang family, who was Auntie Wang, and a hint of disappointment appeared in his eyes. He shook his head and said, "If you still think this way, then don't go see the child tomorrow. Look at how the Zhang and Wang families' farmsteads are being managed. How could an ordinary person do that?" Aunt Wang didn't dare to talk back to the old man. She could only whisper, "It's just a Zhuangzi. Could it be that they have great ability? It's just 100 villagers, and they can reach the heavens." When the old man heard this, he didn't want to say more. He turned to his son and said, "Kong go take a look tomorrow. You just came today so you don't know what Zhuangzi and Zhang family are like. Learn from your cousin and hide in Xiao Luoshui. Learn from the docks." "Father, I understand. If Zhuangzi and Zhang family are different from other places, then the person behind them is definitely not an ordinary person." The child immediately stood up and said respectfully. Seeing that his son was so sensible, the old man finally showed a satisfied smile. He sat down again and looked at the bubbling hot pot on the table. He picked up a roll of mutton with his chopsticks and dipped it in the hot pot. He dipped it in the sauce on the plate and put it in his mouth. After swallowing, he said, "This way of eating is really different from other places. The mutton melts as soon as it enters the mouth. There's another aroma in the meat, and the rank odor can't be smelled. I think it won't be long before this way of eating spreads. Master is right. I lost a few teeth, so I thought it wouldn't be easy to eat this meat. Who would have thought that after putting it in my mouth and chewing it a few times I can eat it? The chef between the clouds and the water is also not ordinary." The old woman at the table also dipped a slice and praised. The old man's son immediately dipped 2 more slices and put them on the old woman's plate. He said, "Mother, if you want to eat more, then eat more. This meat is fat but not greasy, thin but not dry. You should also try it." As he spoke, he picked up a piece of red braised pork for the old woman. It was bright red, but it didn't have the taste of the red pond in the mouth. It was the color of sugar fried with white sugar. The meat was also specially chosen to have 3 layers of meat. When it was dipped in water, he specially added shancha juice. The old woman looked at her son, then looked at her granddaughter, and then looked at the lively atmosphere in the room. She laughed happily and said to the old man, "Master, I heard that the new county magistrate of Sanshui County seems to have some friction with the Zhang family and the Wang family. Why don't you persuade them? If the county magistrate uses any tricks and harms the Zhang family and the Wang family, it won't be good." The old woman was a little worried about the Zhang family and the Wang family. After all, Jia Shan and Jia Yiheng were county magistrates and had some ability. As she spoke, her eyes landed on the steward of the Wang family. Her meaning was self-evident. Auntie Wang also knew why the old lady was looking at her, but she pretended not to know. On the other hand, little Zhao and big Zhao were anxious when they heard this. They exchanged glances, but did not dare to casually say anything to protect anyone. The old man muttered to himself for a while and said, Don't worry. It's the new year. Who would be so blind as to cause trouble for others at this time? After the new year, there will be a provincial examination. That way, Zhang Zhong will have the status of a provincial scholar. Since he's close to the capital, he can participate in the spring examination this year. In the next few months, as long as the Zhang family and the Wang family are fine in Zhuangzi, with the help of the people in the capital, as long as he can show some ability, there will be no need to worry about Zhuangzi. Father is right. This place is close to the capital. Once he has the status of a provincial scholar, he can immediately rush to the capital. It's not like that faraway place. Even if he gets the status this year, he might not be able to make it next year. If something happens on the way, it will be even more troublesome. However, this provincial scholar's ranking can't be too low. Father, why don't you help think of a way? Kong echoed. His idea was that if he helped the Zhang family, when the time came and his father was willing to live here, the Zhang family would definitely take good care of him. The old man smiled and said, Kong, you don't need me for this kind of thing. Look at the calligraphy and paintings hanging on the wall. You can imagine how much effort the Zhang family put in to provide for this person. Before the examination, Zhang Zhong's name will definitely spread everywhere. Hand in the recipes for growing vegetables in the winter. In the future, the people in this cold land will be able to eat more in the winter. The Zhang family also doesn't want any official rewards, so they must want to make a name for themselves. Konger now understood that Zhuangzi had already planned this. Since Zhang Zhong's calligraphy and paintings hung on the wall of the restaurant between the clouds and the water, little Luoshui's restaurant would not be too bad. They had forcefully pushed it up. Even if Zhang Zhong's talent was a bit lacking, he was still better than that scholar who couldn't get a job. I don't believe that Zhang Zhong can get the title of first place in the examination. One first place in one province. How many provinces? How many first places in the first few years have come to the capital together? Is the examination in spring that common? Aunt Wang whispered again. She seemed to look down on Zhang Zhong, who was Zhang Xiaobao's father. No matter what happened, she would always mock and ridicule them. However, she had no intention of not eating the food on the table, even if she ate while finding fault with it. Big Date and Jujube couldn't get a word in edgewise. The two of them could only whisper to each other. Big Date will be able to see the young master tomorrow. What do you think the young master looks like? Will he be as dumb as Zhang Zhong? Will he be so scared that he can't speak in front of such a big scene? Jujube carefully thought about Zhang Zhong's appearance. She wanted to combine the images of Zhang Xiaobao and Zhang Zhong. She asked Big Date who was next to her. Big Date didn't seem to have a good imagination like Jujube. He couldn't guess what Zhang Xiaobao looked like. He shook his head and said, How would I know? The young lady of the Wang family should be very fun to play with. I heard that when the two of them met, they were entangled together. When they separated, they cried. They have been living in the Zhang family. If only I had such a person when I was young. We could play together and grow up together. If someone bullied me, he would help me. I would wash his clothes and cook for him and then, as he spoke, Big Date couldn't continue. His voice became softer and softer, and his neck turned red. Little Zao, who was at the side, heard Big Zao's words and was also stunned. His eyes looked at the night sky outside. After a while, he reacted and said to Big Zao with a smile, Big Zao, do you want to grow up with Erkue in the Fu? I knew what you were thinking. What nonsense are you saying? I was talking about the young lady of the Wang family. Erkue is so dumb. I don't like him. What does he have to do with me? I've never thought about him. You don't know. Last month, he went out with the people in the manor to do something. When he came back, he wanted to catch fish. The river was frozen and he fell into it. Do you think he should stay? And in October, he himself. Big Date denied Jujube's words. He said that he didn't care about someone. He began to recite the things that someone did. Jujube was stunned again. Chapter 252. Just as Zhang Xiaobao was thinking about how to deal with the Jia County magistrates, Pomegranate came over and told him that Li Sun was here. Why is he here? Isn't he celebrating the new year? Zhang Xiaobao was puzzled. Why didn't his imperial nephew stay at home during the new year? If he came here, what would happen to his family? Did he sneak out? Now, Zhang Xiaobao didn't dare to deal with him as casually as before. If his imperial nephew sneaked out and came here, his Zhuangzi would be in trouble. He pulled Wang Wan and went out to greet him. When they saw Li Sun in their courtyard looking at the stars with his hands behind his back, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan confirmed that he really came. Young Master Li, why are you here? Why didn't you stay at home and come here? Aren't you causing trouble for our family? Zhang Xiaobao walked closer to take a look. He wanted to see if Li Sun was beaten or scolded. Wang Wan also knew that this was a serious matter, so she nodded and waited for Li Sun to give a reasonable explanation. Li Sun looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan with a smile and said, Good place. When I came here just now, I saw many houses on the road. It's easy to go from one house to another. There are door frames but no doors. This is interesting. I also saw many tables. Are you planning to have a meal with many people? Li Sun didn't answer Zhang Xiaobao's question. Instead, he commented on the place used for celebrating the new year. Yes, it's lively to spend the new year with the villagers. Why are you here? Aren't you going home? Zhang Xiaobao explained the function of the place and asked. Li Sun looked around the courtyard with the help of the light and said, I'm back. My father is going back to the capital for the new year and said he would take me with him. But I didn't want to go back. The people there are not fun, so I told my father that I want to have fun with the people. I didn't expect my father to agree, so I came here to have fun with you. My family is also an official. Why didn't anyone come with you? Are you alone? Zhang Xiaobao looked behind Li Sun. Other than the guards in the courtyard, there was no one else. I chased them out of the gate between the clouds and the water. Maybe there are only a few people guarding there. Let them guard me. Listen. I don't need to welcome me in through the front door. I can't let them. Listen. I don't need to open the front door. I'm here. Zhang Xiaobao shook his head and said, How can we hurt you? Why don't you sleep at night? Why did you come here? Why don't you rest between the clouds and the water and come back tomorrow morning? I can't sleep at night, so I want to talk to you. Li Cheng is also here. I don't know what he's learning all day. Why didn't you talk to me? Look at the time you two came out and the clothes you're wearing. You didn't sleep either. Li Sun found a good excuse and looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan again. Zhang Xiaobao did not speak immediately. He was thinking about something when Wang Wan pulled him from the side. Only then did he wake up with a start. He looked at Li Sun with a different gaze than before. As he led her in, he said, Yes, I haven't slept yet. There's something fun and I'm thinking about how to play it. Li Sun followed him inside. When he heard Zhang Xiaobao say there was something fun, he became interested and quickly asked, What's so fun? Tell me about it. Don't worry, we'll know tomorrow morning. How many people did you bring this time? Maybe our family can use them. Zhang Xiaobao asked expectantly. Originally he wanted to say, I can use it, but he felt that this might expose himself. Li Sun stretched out 2 fingers and said, Not many. This time we just came here casually. I only brought 200 people. What do you want to do? Do you want to build more houses? Okay, I'll do the same on my Zhuangzi next year. This year it's too late. How about this, when the 30th day comes, I'll call the village owner here. Everyone can squeeze together. You can ask someone to discuss with your family and see if they agree. Li Sun finally found something fun and excitedly talked about it. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were surprised and happy. Wang Wan mouthed to Zhang Xiaobao, That's great, we have 200 more people. Yes, it's good. It's not just about 200 people, there's also something else. Zhang Xiaobao replied and then said to Li Sun, Agree, definitely agree. Xiao Hong, go to my mother's and see if she's asleep. If she's asleep, Go to the study over there and find my father. Tell him that young Master Li brought people to celebrate the new year together. Yes, young master, I'll go now. Xiao Hong agreed and trotted away. Just as she ran out of the courtyard, she met the people sent by Father Zhang and Jiang Wang clan. They couldn't ignore Li Sun's arrival. After listening to Xiao Hong's explanation, Jiang Wang clan thought for a moment and said, "Husband, we won't go. Let Xiao Bao and Cuckoo accompany them. Xiao Hong will go in a moment and tell them that Zhongjia Zhuangzi will prepare everything." Li Sun and Zhang Xiaobao chatted for a while before Xiao Hong came back and told them about the matter. "What's wrong, Imperial Nephew? I'll ask the villagers to come over tomorrow and we'll build the house together. I'll pay as much as I need." Li Sun didn't want to be a freeloader and wanted to contribute. Zhang Xiaobao wasn't thinking about this matter. He thought of another situation and said to Li Sun, "All right, then ask all the villagers to come over tomorrow. I have a lot of planks here, so it'll be faster to build the house. Also, we need to prepare other things. How about this? Tomorrow we'll watch them during the day and see what they're not doing well. You can help them." This time between the clouds and the water isn't closed at 30, so we can go back and forth. There's an official there who wants to celebrate the new year and won't go back. Cuckoo and I don't know which one to go to, so we can only do this. All right, let's do this. Those people will go back to the capital and feel bad. They can't do this and they can't do that. So annoying. I'm the one with foresight, right? Ha 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 ha. Li Sun said and laughed. Zhang Xiaobao also laughed. Wang Wan added, "Also, there's a lot of things made of straw in the field. Even if it snows, it won't be crushed. When the time comes, we can play hide and seek with the children in Zhuangzi." What kind of things? What kind of things? It was dark when we came, so I didn't see anything. They're such a fun place. Li Sun was indeed scolded when he went back home, so he came out to relax. When he heard that there were things to play with, he was even happier. "Yes, young Master Li, you should go to bed early. Otherwise, you won't be able to get up tomorrow." Zhang Xiaobao saw that things were almost done, so he persuaded Li Sun to go to bed. At this time, of course, they couldn't play between the clouds and the water. They tidied up the best guest room in the courtyard and let Li Sun stay there. Li Sun didn't want to chat anymore, so he agreed. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan sent him to the guest room. He lay there and thought about the fun things to do tomorrow. After sending Li Sun off, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan went back to their own room. They lay on the Kong at the same time, looked at each other and laughed. This is good. Originally, it would have taken a lot of effort to get rid of the Jia County magistrates, but now it's not necessary. At first, I wanted to get that old man involved. This time, if he doesn't die, I will. Tomorrow, I'll change Li Sun into the same clothes as the children in Zhuangzi, and we'll change too. Zhang Xiaobao finally breathed a sigh of relief. He wasn't afraid that the Jia County magistrates would come, but he was worried that he couldn't get rid of them all at once. Now he didn't have to worry about this. Wang Wan, who was lying there, said, "This is what it means to be a good person, to have good karma." He really thought that we wouldn't know his whereabouts after he sent Song Yang away. That car was made by us, and the house he lived in was also built by us. We spent so much effort to get rid of him. If we let him get away, it would be a waste of our money. Zhang Xiaobao lay there for a while, then turned over and sat beside the desk, thinking. Wang Wan propped herself up and asked, "What are you doing? Don't study today. Go to bed early to deal with tomorrow's matter. Think again. Details determine success or failure. I have to arrange it well. This time, not only will we get rid of the Jia County magistrates, but also the Han family and the Yuan family. There are so many retired officials." Sigh. Chapter 253. When Li Sun, Zhang Xiaobao, and Wang Wan arrived at the area where the wooden houses were being built, many people were already busy. Zhang Xiaobao said that he wanted Li Sun to guide them, but in fact, Li Sun did not understand anything and could only watch others work. After a while, the Zhuangzi people of the Li family arrived. Almost all of them came out, men and women, old and young. Those who could work immediately came to help, while those who could not work stood aside and watched. Because Li Sun had learned from Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family to treat his own Zhuangzi, the villagers were all glowing and wearing the same clothes. They were no worse than the villagers of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family. When they went to the market, many of them had met each other. Now that they were working together, they had something to talk about. The children were more exclusive. When the children of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family and the children of the Li family looked at each other, there was always a kind of hostility in their eyes. With more people, the work speed was faster. The houses were built one by one. The children ran back and forth in the houses that had been built. Sometimes they poked their heads out from one door and sometimes they poked their heads out from another door. From time to time, the children of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family would have small conflicts with the children of the Li family. Li Sun was still a little dissatisfied with the speed of the work. There were still some things that were not ready. Tomorrow at noon there would be a meal here, and then they would have to wait for the night to come. According to the speed, it seemed a little forced. Just as he was about to ask his 200 bodyguards to help, a group of cavalrymen came from the other side of the bridge. Seeing that they were not ordinary, the 200 bodyguards became nervous. When they got closer and could see clearly, they realized that the people riding on the horses were actually wearing the uniform of Yamen runners. What are they doing? Why are all the Yamen runners here? Li Sun knew that the Yamen runners in Sanshui County were different from those in other places. They were paid with money and had a large number of people. No matter how far away Sanshui County was, there would be at least one Yamen runner patrolling every 2 hours so that nothing would happen in the county. No one dared to do anything bad in Sanshui County, but why were they all here today? Could it be that they were also going to celebrate the new year together? When Zhang Xiaobao saw the Yamen runners, he was even more relieved. He said to Li Sun, "Didn't I tell you last night that there would be something fun? You can see it today. There are 600 Yamen runners here, and the rest are still patrolling the county. With firecrackers, it is easy to catch fire, so we have to be careful." While they were talking, Steward Zhang, who was also waiting here, went up to them. Chen Dong and Song Yang led the way, followed by Registrar Zhao and County Deputy Zhang. "Steward Zhang, everything is going well." Chen Dong saluted and said on horseback, "Well, thank you very much. When this is over, the Zhang family and Wang family will definitely thank you." Steward Zhang was not worried. With so many Yamen runners, he was not afraid that others would come to make trouble. Song Yang dismounted from the horse. He did not look very good, and there were frostbites on his face. He said to Steward Zhang, "Steward Zhang, you don't have to be so polite. We know that our family can live well all because of the help of the Zhang family and Wang family. This is nothing. Whoever dares to touch the Zhang family and Wang family is trying to kill our way of living. Come on, bring me the badger oil." Yamen runner Song has frostbitten his face because of the pursuit. Steward Zhang said to the person next to him. The person immediately handed a very small jar to Steward Zhang. Steward Zhang took it and put it in Song Yang's hand. He said, "Song Yang, don't worry. In the future, as long as the Zhang family has food to eat, you will not be hungry. Apply this oil." Song Yang nodded and said nothing, even if he knew that this small jar of badger oil cost more than a dozen strings of coins. "Xiaobao, tell me the truth. Did something happen?" Seeing Steward Zhang arrange people to go into the built house to warm up and eat, Li Sun asked Zhang Xiaobao, who was standing next to him. Zhang Xiaobao did not want to hide it at this time. "It's just a small matter. You know the new Jia County magistrates, right? He always wants to seize my family's things, including those money-making methods. His purpose of coming here is to make a big profit in Sanshui County. My father has tried to warn him once and gave him a lot of benefits. There is no money in the Yamen's account, so he is afraid that he will take it away. But when he saw that there is no money, he set his eyes on my family, the dock at Xiaoluoshui, and my house. The county yamen runners protect my house, so he can't do anything. You know this, right? I know. The yamen runners are like the servants raised by your family. If it weren't for your family doing so many things for the people of Sanshui County and offering things to them, my father would think about what to do. Your family is too evil. You can buy a shabby mountain and turn it into a dock, and you can sell seeds by planting. You can make money by just taking out something casually. How can there be few people who are jealous? Why? That Jia County magistrates failed in one plan. Is he coming up with another one? Is he going to make a move on your family? When Li Sun heard Zhang Xiaobao say that someone was plotting against his family, Wei Wei blushed. First he also thought so. Later, after more contact, he found that Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family were not very ambitious. They were good people. They made Sanshui County, which was not very good before, prosperous. When others came to find trouble, they would first take a step back. When they really couldn't, they would fight back. Of course, this fight was a little strong. They were not weak, but when they moved, they beat away the invaders again and again. It was because of this that his father told him not to mess with this Zhuangzi. He had asked him to think of ways to rope in the person who was guiding him from behind the scenes. Unfortunately, Li Cheng had been sent out to play games with a person who might be a master all day long. After these days, his brain was better and he was smarter, but he only learned a few things in mathematics and some ordinary things. This was not right. He should have learned the ability to strategize and win a battle outside of 1,000 forces. He should have learned the ability to take every conceivable possibility into account. Because of this, he did not listen to him, especially the two children, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. They were so smart. It must be that the master did not use his full strength when dealing with Li Cheng. He specially taught the skills to Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. It was because of this that his father allowed Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family to do these things to Zhuangzi. He only hoped that he could have more contact with the people of Zhangjia Zhuangzi and learn something useful from the master. Who was the easiest person for him to interact with? Of course, it was Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. No matter what happened in the wilderness, it did make him more determined and he learned a lot of things. In his father's opinion, this was the master teaching him through Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. It was also because of this that he was able to return to Tuqiao village during the new year. While Li Sun was thinking about this, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were also talking with their lips. A tall tree attracts the wind, Xiaobao. Wang Wan sighed. A small tree will not attract the wind, but there will always be people stepping on it. Unless you are not in this society. As long as you are still in this society, you will have to interact with people. It is impossible to avoid conflict. Are ordinary people really so peaceful? Zhang Xiaobao thought about it more thoroughly. If he developed, he would be plotted against by others, but if he didn't develop, he would still have to swallow his anger. Swallowing his anger was for ordinary people, but being plotted against was on a different level. He would rather use a lot of energy to deal with those people than to swallow his anger with ordinary people. At least he didn't have to worry about ordinary people now. Wang Wan also understood this principle. Not to mention here, even in the past, there were some people who did not have any problems killing people, especially ordinary people. In the eyes of some people, life could be measured by money. That's right. Then we should get along well with this imperial nephew and his father. We can give them some money. That Li Longji won't object, right? No, absolutely not. What he is looking at is how many troops these brothers and their families have and what officials they are in contact with. As for money, he can't wait for his brothers to be greedy. As long as they don't get too involved in politics, nothing will happen. Zhang Xiaobao had a good grasp of this aspect. Normal people would think so. While the two of them were talking, Li Sun finished thinking and said to Zhang Xiaobao, "Tell me, what is Jia Shan going to do this time? I will help you. Last time I was scolded by my father because of him. Why don't we drown him? He wants people from other provinces and counties to come and arrest us. Our fief is 4,000 mu. My family and the Wang family are divided into 4,000 mu. However, the mountain is 6,000 mu. We did not occupy the remaining 2,000 mu. Jia County magistrates secretly rewrote the document we sent to him and changed the size of the land. He asked his son to carry it with him. When they arrived at the border between Sanshui County and Huayuan County, he went there himself and sent away all the bailiffs following him. Fortunately, the carriage we made for him had a secret compartment under it. There were 2 people hiding inside. Later, Song Yang found a horse and returned. Under the guidance of those 2 people, we followed them. Only then did we know that the Jia County magistrates was in contact with people from the Han family and the Yuan family in Zhuangzi. This time there might be many people coming, so he deliberately wrote a fake letter. Before he left, he asked the bailiffs to gather at Little Luoshui. No matter who it is, the bailiffs will be transferred away. There is no one in my family except for the villagers. Last night, Bailiff Song rushed over to inform us and then went back. Now 600 bailiffs are here. My father is afraid that they will rush over and arrest us and the Wang family. Zhang Xiaobao told Li Sun the whole story. At first, Li Sun did not think much of it and thought that the Jia County magistrates was using a small trick. However, when Zhang Xiaobao said that the Jia County magistrates colluded with people from other provinces and counties and wanted to arrest people in their own province, Li Sun's face immediately changed. How dare he? He is not trying to arrest you. He is clearly bullying me and my father. Good. No wonder you asked me how many people I should bring. Don't worry, I won't bring anyone. What can he do? Does he want to rebel? Xiaobao, I will help your family. Let him make money and see if he can save his life. Li Sun said angrily with a sullen face. You're tuning in to the Whispers of Romance YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.